Hello, hello, hello! How are you guys doing today? Hope you're doing well, and happy Valentine's Day to all of those who celebrate. I mean, it is a day of love and camaraderie and fun and friendship and all that stuff. Oh god, that's loud. Ah, sorry. But, yeah. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight with me, your lovely intern. Hello, hello. I'm watching for the plot. Of course you are! That's what Love and Deepspace is for, the plot! The plot, which can go multitude of ways. Man. Okay, so I had like it took a bit longer in for stream tonight because I was changing up things in the okay, it's not working. Whatever. Okay, let me just make sure this. There we go. That's on. That's on. All right. I even had like special chat widgets. That's what I was doing. And let me just put you here. Here. And then right here. Right above me. I had special boxes. I had special thingies, but whatever, man. If it doesn't want to work, I'm not gonna force it. It's already been long enough. And we have quite a lot of plot to get through tonight. Okay, whatever. Yeah. Anyways, how are you guys? Bump up the music a little bit. They're having like a Lunar New Year type of banner. That's why it's playing that. Oh my gosh. So basically, if you don't know, Love and Deepspace, it is a otome gacha game. Otome being a type of game genre where the target audience is women. And if you didn't know, your intern is a woman. Is classified as a woman, I think. Yes. Okay. Yes. So I've been the main target demographic of this game, and look at that, he's asleep. And well, my count is about a year or so old, and oh my god, these are all 5 stars, by the way. These are all 5 stars. Okay, up until here. So yeah, you know, I might know a thing or two about this game, about the plot. But I try to control myself. I try to control myself with this game, but it's like, oh my gosh. I show you. So yeah, there's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I haven't been playing it as often as I used to. But there's 5 different love interests. So the main story. So there is story in this game. You, the main character, you've just graduated a hunter academy, and the Deep Space Hunters, that's you. They are in charge of fighting against this type of alien monsters. Oh, I mean, I guess kind of like Nikkei, but not really. Where they came from a deep space rift. That's where the deep space comes from. There's like a space-time anomaly, and there's like
Don't touch
another universe or another planet on the other side. So as the main character, of course, you hold a special ability. So all the characters, they have like a special ability called Evol. It spells love backwards, if you didn't know. But yeah, so there's also combat in this game. Oh god, there's so much in this game. There's so much in this game. Okay, so let me slow it. You know, one thing at a time. So you're the main character. You have this special power that's basically like a battery. All of the main characters, all the love interests, they all come into the main character's life in one way or another. So there is a main timeline, but there are also like different routes. So the main story timeline, which I'm not caught up to because I've been trying to control myself. The main story timeline, it's like everybody is like your friend or whatever. It's like the neutral routes, right? There's a bunch of chapters. I'm not caught up. Oh my goodness. But yeah, it updates like every it takes a while actually to update because they do like chunks of story. This entire thing, this is like 8 hours long, and this is what came with the game at launch. But yeah, so main story route, you are this the neutral route. But once you get into the side stories and then some of the actual card banners, so you pull, so this is a gacha game, so you pull for memories, right? So the memories, you can view them as like alternate universes or like a special scenario. And yeah, in those ones, let me just choose one right here, right? The Bond is like a side story. Memoria, these differentiate, but this is basically what you pull for the 5-star rate up banners. Some of them are standard, but yeah, anyways. So the 5 stars, they're interactive, fully voiced, fully animated, blah 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 blah. And then the 4 stars, they're not animated, but it's basically like a visual, a sound drama. It's basically a sound drama. And yeah, so oh wait, I'm not gonna look at that. And then so Bond stories, they basically go into the main timeline, similar type of continuity with the main timeline, but once you choose one of once you go into this, it's implied that you and this character are in a relationship. In the main timeline, in the main story quest, you're not considered in a relationship. You're neutral with everybody. But once you go into the memories and the dates and whatever, you're implied to be dating. Yeah, so some of them are scenarios. So this one is like a little flower date, but there's also ones where it's an alternate reality. And please load, come on, there you go. Oh, okay, don't look at that. That's a spicy banner. Okay, this looks risque, but it's an alternate universe where they're all like being infected with some kind of disease or something like that. I don't know. I haven't played through it. I've just been collecting. Okay, and then here's are these myth banners. These are the juicy banners. Juicy as in they contain like lore, like they dive into the deep space alternate reality. So basically you as a main character, you have a special bond with all of the different guys, but it goes beyond time and space. That's the, you know, because love and deep space. So so this one, it's like your academic rivals. You two knew each other in a past. These are all past lives. There you go. These are all past lives that you and that character have lived. This one isn't really a past life. This is like a, it's set in different times. This one I haven't played yet, but I'm gonna play through these ones because these ones came out during, well, yeah, over the last year. Yeah, these came out like last year. I'm gonna play through those. Oh, and then so there's main plot line, side plots, you know, relationships and whatnot, visual dramas, but there's also oh, Xavier is still in his birthday. Okay, outfit. I wonder if this is gonna load. I might crash. I'm playing this on the emulator. There's also let's just do 1 4. There's also combat in this. Combat is a major part of this game. Okay, it's just doing all of this tutorial stuff because I just booted it up on this. But yeah, so those myth cards, those are like, so all of the cards, they work as a combat system. So think of the myth cards or the special cards as their form. So the new 5-star form or variant character, whatever. And then these scenario cards are like their artifacts, kind of, sort of. No, it's like their equipment. It's like their whatever powers them up. And then each of them have their own artifacts, and you know, because RNG, you gotta farm and blah 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 blah. Let me see if this is gonna. Okay, it's gonna force itself to do that. Yes, I'm playing this on my second monitor. It's vertical. looks like that. It might not. I don't know if it will load fully because yeah, it's on my PC. But yeah, it's an actual combat game. It's pretty heavy on the graphics. It's pretty freaking heavy on the graphics, I'm not gonna lie. I have the game on my phone and it's like it heats up now. It makes me sad because they added a house feature. Oh yeah, there's also now a house feature where you basically own a home and you can interact with them like Sims style, decorate your house and all that. So it's a very hefty game. A very hefty game. So you can do all that stuff. I just manually auto it. So yeah, you see this, you move right here, and then you boost your powers.
Come at me.
Together.
Yeah, Love and Deepspace is a combat game.
Watch out.
I'm okay. Let's take it down.
We're gonna defeat this because my characters are built.
It can't even be considered a threat.
Yeah.
Keep your distance, or else it's your turn.
Please, hello. Honestly, I don't care for the house feature. Well, it makes my phone heat up. And it looks cool and all, but it's making my device lag.
Is this what you wanted?
Perfect.
I guess it's nice to have another way to grind gems.
Victory is within
but it's just kind of like another.
Come at me.
Yeah. Damn, haha, my plants are probably trying right now.
Eat this.
Just play them your little violin thing, or the I don't know how to pronounce it. I just call it a violin thing.
Be careful with
but yeah, and it'll be fine. Oh yeah, but yeah, fellow Love and Deepspace players. Hello, welcome. This is my first time playing Love and Deepspace on this stream, on my channel.
No problem.
But I've been playing this for quite a minute. I have spent an
no problem.
Undisclosed amount of money on these gacha pulls because I don't really have a preference in the love interest because I'm very curious in how the plot works. Okay, I'm a plot enjoyer. And this game knows it. Oh yeah, so that's the thing. I'm not gonna do combat night. So yeah, we're gonna do stories. We're gonna do the myths because I have yet to play the myths, the newest ones. I collected them throughout the year, but I have yet to actually play them. But now today's the perfect time. You know. Have you pulled the current banner? I haven't yet. I'm having them. Well, I used to pull on every single multi-banner because I hadn't. It was unhealthy. I'm having an unhealthy relationship with this game. Well, that explains your high revenue. Yes, because you have so much incentive to pull on the banners. There's incentive to pull for the special memories, the special myths, because in order to get the actual like character to use on combat, you have to get both of these characters. So you see how there's two of these. In order to actually use his special form in combat, you have to pull on the banner twice, win the 50-50 twice, and the pity is like after like 80 or so pulls. And but yeah. Oh, Caleb's banner. Okay. Caleb's banner, new banner hasn't come out yet, but we'll find out. But yeah, that's the. There's also a journal feature. If you wanna journal some stuff, there's a journal feature. You can journal and put stickers and all that stuff. Oh, I had that. I pulled on the wedding banner. I have all the wedding cards. And then also you can play games with them. You can have them. Let's do standard. I don't really like her. Savior's your main. I just happen to get a lot of his cards.
Is it Claw Machine Happy Hour again?
Okay, but if I were to say which one is my favorite, if I had a bias, then it would be Raphael.
Is that
but I like all of them.
I'll do my best to get a plushie, and you'll do your best.
There are features of them that I like. All right, bro, get to work. Oh, but you can also have them. You can also do activities with them in the background. Yes, get that. Dragon, hello! I've always been curious on how this game got the top gacha parts in the random months. Wait, were you here when did you just came in? Because I basically explained how... Like, they have... This game is a bunch of games in one. And there's also, you know, the event minigames. The event minigames are pretty fun too! Good job, buddy. Oh, that's so cute. So you can get them to play for you, or you can play with them. Wait, you can get them to play for you, or you can play the claw machine as well. Okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. Can I swap out now? Yeah, I hope it doesn't like too much. Yeah, give me that lemon wasabi. I started last December. I missed all the good banners. Oh, like all the myth banners. Oh my gosh, yeah. I've been really into this game for the past year. So the beginning of the year, last year, I was pulling on I was determined to get every single multi-banner. And then Halo came out, and it just became like, I have a rule where I only top up once. I only top up once in any gacha banner. Other than that, then I grind, you know, because there's no other... Are you gonna get it, buddy? Okay. But with Love and Deepspace, like, I topped out once, and then I was nowhere near close getting my goal, so sadly. Oh, thank you for following on Twitch, Ray. Hey, Sagi, hello. Only game I spend is on Nikkei. But hey, yeah, no, if you're passionate about your gacha games or whatever game you were playing with, then yeah, feel free to spend however you like, as long as you're not going broke. Bro, are you gonna let me play? Yeah, move, Raphael, let me play. Do you not trust my skills? Oh my goodness. I should have picked Zane. Zane always makes me play. He always forces me to play. Oh, so yeah, with all the different love interests, yeah, I said they all have a special relationship with the main character. Oh, I get to play! I want... Let me get this dolphin. No! Ah, man. Raph letting us play is so weird. It's because I kept pushing him. Because I was poking him non-stop. He got upset. Let me get this one. This is closer. Just do it. Come on, come on. It's right there. It's right there. It's right there. It's right there. Oh, this is a good claw machine day. Another one? Let's get... I already have this. I already have all of them, right? I like that you can check these. A workout verb! That's cute! Let's just get this one. Whatever. I can't spend money on this game, so I managed 6 accounts just to get all the memories without spending. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I've seen, that's actually a common thing I've noticed. A lot of people
What are you hugging it so
have,
tightly for? It's not gonna run away.
Accounts just for that. Like separate
You
characters
might as well
for
tell
separate
them to join
mains.
up. You can bring all the
I was trying to be ambitious and try to main all of them in my one character, and then I got burnt out. So I was pulling on every single multi-banner up until the summer one. Like, I was gonna stop, but then the wedding banner came out. And then I was like, dang, I have to get this wedding banner. I have to. Oh, but there's also like a cool photo thing. I don't know what... Okay, I'm scared. I don't know what I put... What I put last time in this. Dun, 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 dun. But yeah, if you want to be all artsy and whatever, it gives you time to... Oh, that's a cute outfit! Oh yeah, that's the wedding tux. Here's Jane. And then You can choose different poses and stuff. What's this? A string? What? But what I really like about this camera mode is the what am I looking for? The lighting. Lighting is cool. You can change this and then get all creative and stuff. And make this change the saturation. Oh, add a fill light too. You can have like a blue background or whatever. It's an all-in-one game for the girlies. Too bad it's a gacha. Because it gets expensive, man. It gets expensive. Look at the details on this. Look at this tux. Graphics are insanely good. That. See the sequins? See the embroidery too? You can see the cloth pattern right here. Whatever. But yeah. You can see the appeal. Oh yeah, Dragon, if you weren't here, I said that this game also has combat. It's also an action RPG combat. And you build characters and you basically give them artifacts as well. I haven't checked these in a while. But yeah. See these fur cores? Yeah, these fur cores are what you feed them up. Oh, and then I'm glad that they changed this a little bit, made the UI look better. So you can choose a farm. I used to farm like every single day. Hands down, for example. It's expensive, but it's still cheaper than my RL boyfriend. Oh, that's cute. That's funny. I mean, real humans need real things, real needs, and all that stuff. Oh, but yeah, if you guys were... So, 92, 86, 91, 73, 66. See, they're about the same. Silas and Caleb, they're catching up because they came out later. But honestly, they're all about the same. I have a good amount of memory cards for all of them. So yeah, let's just get to the plot. Let's get to the stream's point. Because yes, local plot enjoyer plays plot game for the plot. But yeah, these are the myths. So this one, we're gonna do this one is the long-haired myths, I guess. The long-haired myths. And I have all of them up to Silas. Caleb, his didn't come out yet, or I don't know if they're gonna come out with another one for him. But when we get to Caleb, we could just do Imperial Throne song. This was the only one that I was able to get from the anniversary banner. I probably should have played more during the anniversary banner, but I mean, whatever. I picked up another gacha game and, you know, the calendars got mixed up. It's okay. This should be downloaded. Yeah, I'm glad for these myth cards. You only needed to pull one of them in order to get the full myth, in order to get the full story. Yeah, in the myth cards for the first and second one, for all of the love interests, you had to pull both of them from the 50/50 banners. Or win them from 50/50 limited. Win the 50/50 from the limited banners. And the banners, they're so short, man. They're like 2 weeks tops. So, yeah. Yeah, this game knows how to make money. This game sure knows how to shill. I'll tell you that. For better or for worse, yeah. I seriously just had to cut my loss. Let's just stop before it continues. Oh, okay. Let me drink some water. It's honestly so impressive that you can manage several gacha games at once. I just play them whenever I feel like it. I usually play them whenever, like, a good amount of, like, a bunch at a time. Like, whenever I start playing Genshin again, like, I play them on stream, yeah, the main stories and all that to catch up. But in order to, like, but for grinding wise, I usually grind them like 2 days or 3 days straight, just that game, and then I give like a couple weeks break or whatever. Just, I don't know, this is just how it turns out. But anyways, yeah, I've never played this before, the myth, so this will be a first reaction. Even, yeah, so we can enjoy this together. Yeah. And then, yeah, if you haven't noticed, heart rate monitor is live right now. That's my current heart rate, so yeah. Oh, I have to voice this. Oh, right, because the myth banners aren't voiced. The guys are voiced. The main guys are voiced, but the main girl isn't voiced in the myths, because, you know. It's as if I've been in a long dream. My consciousness is an immobilized seed that's buried deep in dark soil. The space around me is compressed into an endless void. Without any reference points, it is impossible to sense the passage of time. My memories are no different from a thick fog now, yet occasionally I hear voices in the distance. They fluctuate between being near and far. They are jubilant cheers from the living and sorrowful sobs from the dead.
I will find you.
Who? Voice is akin to a hallucination, born from endless waiting. However, it is the only ray of light penetrating the blackness. I don't always hear it, but when I do, the faint light advances a little further into the void. In this endless waiting, I sense the heavy darkness. It slowly recedes. And after traveling for what feels like centuries, the light grabs my wrist. Hold tightly. I beg of you, don't let go. Please pull me out of this endless void. Please lead me out of centuries of darkness and solitude.
The Chosen One has been summoned. She shall deliver us, Philos' survivors, from the endless darkness.
The Chosen One has been summoned. She shall deliver us, Philos' survivors, from the endless darkness.
My vision gradually comes into focus, and a shattered dome ceiling materializes. Below the altar, countless pale faces emerge from the firelight. Their gazes, fixated on me, are empty despite burning with great intensity.
We will return to Philos prior to the apocalypse.
Return to Philos? What are they talking about? Where am I? Bewildered, I lower my head and stare at my hands. My fingertips retain a faint warmth. My wrist is suddenly pulled upward. Wearing white robes, the bishop drags me to the center of the altar with an irresistible force. Excruciating pain pierces my palm. The gem on his scepter is as sharp as a blade, and blood falls.
Behold, she possesses a vessel of flesh and blood!
Garbed in white, the acolytes cheer at the sight of my blood. While the absurd scene unfolds, a strange trembling rises. I feel it in my feet. But it is not that I'm afraid. Rather, the ground is actually shaking. Reminiscent of thunder, the sound of horse hooves approaches. From my position on the altar, I can see a figure wearing black armor. The individual smashes the monastery gates to pieces.
Oh, it's him. The tyrant! Oh!
The kneeling acolytes lift their heads one by one. They are shocked at the sight of the trembling stone doors. Then the doors break. Amidst flying stone fragments, an arc of black and gold steel cuts the acolyte leader in half.
Stop the Mad King at once!
The acolyte's shouts and cries are silenced by the gleam of his blade as it swung. Unwilling to hesitate any longer, I quickly jump down from the altar, step over the white robes strewn across the floor, and slip into a shadowy hiding place.
My lady, you...
Be quiet. I'll count to 3 and let go. I suggest you answer my questions. With his mouth covered, the acolyte nods. However, his expression shows excitement instead of fear. Who am I? Who are you? Who is he? Who am I? Who am I?
You are the chosen one from Philos.
The Cinder's waters washed you ashore. For a long time, we were waiting for you to awaken.
Who is he? Do you know the man who charged into the place?
He is the sinner who destroyed Philos.
A sinner? Who are you?
We are acolytes who belong to the Order of Babel. We reside in the most scholarly, sacred monastery in Cindersfell.
The Order of Babel? Sinner's Fall?
You are here to help us to return to Philos.
My memories are hazy, my mind clouded. I can't remember anything about myself. They keep calling me the Chosen One, but how can a person's name and identity be reduced to a cold and personal title? I barely made it out of the darkness alive. I'm not going to die here. How do I leave? The acolyte holds my hand with an iron grip. His voice is tinged with a childlike fantasy.
You're awake. Why should we leave? You shall save us all.
You're mistaken. I can't save anyone. The whistle of the sword's edge was getting closer and closer, but the acolyte stood frozen like a statue. Damn it. What are you waiting for? We need to run. He's not the only one. The other acolytes have also fallen to their knees to worship something. Their singing grows more fervent with each verse. Push him aside. Kill him? You can kill him? Kill him. I don't have... Oh! Oh, she actually did it. Oh, I didn't think she was actually gonna do it, I'm not gonna lie. I don't hesitate. I grab a sharp candlestick and drive it into his wrist. He still grips my hand with an unyielding strength. He feels nothing, not even pain. I drive the pointed end of the candlestick into his chest. The figure before me seems to be torn apart by an invisible force. He dissipates into dust. These people, all of them are. I whip my head around to look at the devout expressions. Under the light, none of them cast a shadow. These acolytes and the old man who cut my palm earlier, they're revenants. The Sinner's Fall they spoke of truly is a place inhabited only by the dead.
Savior, relinquish that sword which is bathed in the blood of your brethren. If you do, I shall forgive your slaughter and absolve you of your sins.
Sins? What crimes did I commit to become a sinner?
Ooh. Okay, the voice
Is
actor...
teaching the dead to cease their incessant chatter a crime?
I will say, the English voice actors they chose for this game are pretty freaking good. Pretty freaking good.
You!
They have really good range. I take a deep breath, force myself to calm down, and hide in the shadows.
An assassin sought death at the castle. Was it your doing? They always waste their last breath singing the hymns you taught them. It is very annoying.
Using the narrow gap in front of me, I watch as the figure approaches the bishop.
Philos' prophecy rings true. The Chosen One has appeared, and the land will be saved. This city, as well as your fate, shall...
Firelight dances as long hair cascades from underneath the man's crown. A soft, gentle glow is reflected.
Your life is about to be snuffed. Where is this so-called Chosen One?
He steps forward, his black and gold boot treading on the hem of the bishop's robe. Of the
Are they
hem.
preoccupied with praying for your salvation?
Or I can't read. Oh, it says, "Hi, Juan. How are you doing?" Love and Deepspace. It's a romance gotcha game aimed for the female audience.
You, irredeemable traitor! You are the sinner who destroyed Philos!
The bishop's scepter is sliced in half. He backs away until he collapses against a confessional.
She shall be the harbinger of your demise. You are here to die.
Ah!
That is where I must correct you. I'm here to attend your funeral.
You're wasting your energy. You cannot kill me, nor can you.
Everything seemingly comes to a still. Then, the corpse slowly settles into the ground under that man's feet. It kicks up dust. The stifled groans fade while the night wind extinguishes the last flickering flame on the altar. The man slowly lowers his blade. Surrounded by sparks and dancing cinders, he descends the long staircase. I'm stunned, and my fingertips are numb. I can almost feel the reverberations from that sword's deadly swing. In that darkness, the sounds of footsteps grows more distant. Is he gone? Still tense, I wait for what feels like an eternity before I use the wall to support myself. I cautiously step out of my hiding place. I need to leave. The entire hall is deathly silent. There is only rubble and a white robe on the floor. Stone pillars have collapsed, and flames creep along the spilled wax on the cracked floor. Ghostly lights frolic across the walls. I turn and thud. A sharp blade, having been thrown past me, is now embedded in the stone wall behind me. The night breeze plays with his long hair, but he doesn't move. He stares at me for a long, long time. Part of me feels as if we're not meeting for the first time. I could almost believe we're reuniting after being separated for years. However, this illusion is shattered by his next move. The man they called a Mad King leans down. He lifts the tip of his sword and it touches my throat.
Only the dead dwell in Cindersfell. So, who exactly are you?
I guess we'll find out. We will find out eventually. Because we never know. We never know who we are. The main character always seems to have some kind of amnesia. Hail circulates every corner of Cindersfell. There was once a glorious kingdom called Philos. It fell during a catastrophic war. Everything perished, and a void swallowed the land. Death's shadow swept through every nook and cranny. Yet if one could find the tree of life that connects life and death, they shall be reborn. They'll be able to embark on a journey home. And the one who will be their guide and light the path is the chosen one of Philos. The sword rests near my throat. The slightest movement will kill me. You heard everything.
Indeed. You are the chosen one foretold in the epic poems.
Death approaches as an inexplicable rage boils within me. I grit my teeth and speak. Can the words of the dead be considered a prophecy? They're nothing more than last words. You want to kill me because I was crowned with the title of the Chosen One? He doesn't respond as he studies my expression. He reminds me of a hunter examining the desperate state of his prey in his last moments. Release me. Although taking one's life is easy, it's also boring. Many revenants have already fallen. You still need more playthings.
They must pay the price for pursuing eternity. And as luck would have it, you've caught my interest. Cindersfell can only be inhabited by the dead. You are alive.
For now. I have no idea how I even arrived here. All my memories remain trapped in those centuries and shrouded in darkness. They're akin to seeds buried underground. you wish to slay me, then do it. I'll be able to join the ranks as a rev.
Gambling with your life isn't how you properly threaten someone. Let's not forget, a death wish is an easy request to fulfill. And that this blade can only cut down the dead.
No wonder people hate him with a burning intensity. To be hunted, even the semblance of an afterlife saps away their chances of happiness.
In any case, I have no intention of killing you.
Truly. The wound on my palm reopened during our struggle. Blood trickles down my wrist. He pauses and furrows his brow as he stares at my wound. Then he pulls my hand to be right in front of his eyes. Is he like those fanatical acolytes? Has he not seen a person bleed in eons? Tears a piece of cloth from the hem of my skirt. With his gaze lowered, he wraps the makeshift bandage around my palm. What is it? What is he trying to do? Is this how you make people submit? You threaten them with a sword before offering bait.
Don't move. I only stopped the bleeding. Your wound hasn't healed.
Answer me first. He ties a knot over my wound, picks up his heavy sword, and turns to leave. My mind tumbles further into chaos. I jump down from the stone coffin and grab the corner of his cloak. Why are you changing your mind again? He turns around. A moment passes before he offers a faint smile.
Perhaps I'm wondering how someone who bleeds so easily could be a savior.
I slowly let go of him.
Danger lurks in every crevice here. Stay alert.
Oh no, is it glitching now? Oh.
I wish you luck.
Oh, I think whenever... Okay, well, there might be an animation coming up next. Because I think whenever I have this... When I play this on the emulator... It glitches whenever there's about to be... Ah, there we go. Animation. No? Never mind, not yet, not yet. We're getting there. It's just a change of scene. But there are fully, like, full animations in every myth. The sky darkens as moonlight disappears in the canopy of trees. Thick, tangled branches obscure the paths ahead, but the scenery remains vivid in my memory. No matter where you are in Philos, you only need to look up to see the imposing, gloomy castle. In its opulence, it stands with solitary majesty.
The moon is bright here. I was looking at a moon like this when I died.
How was I slain? I can't remember. It could have happened on the battlefield.
When he rode past us on that horse, he splashed mud all over me.
Yes, he has this deathly, murderous air around him.
Looking toward the source of the voices, I see 3 revenants hanging from the withered tree branches. They sway in the wind with their chatter. Who was that horseman? Can you tell me anything about him?
The sinner of Philos.
The tyrant who betrayed his own people.
He is the scoundrel who stopped us from returning to the land of light and eternity. Defeat him and take his head. Everyone hates his very existence.
Unsteady, the ropes sway. The one belonging to the last revenant snaps because of how agitated he was. The corpse plunges into the swamp below.
It's getting dark, and the fog is coming. You'd better find a place to take shelter.
This world still feels unfamiliar to me. He's not wrong. My highest priority at the moment is finding a safe location. Where can I find such a place?
The city at the foot of the mountain, of course. It's the liveliest place in the area. The echoes of the royal capital still linger there.
You must navigate through the forest, the swampland, and the remnants of a battlefield. Remember to gaze at the moon. Once you reach the ferry's dock, you can cross the river.
Take a silver coin with you. The old ferryman has a nasty temper. If you're not careful, he'll kick you into the river.
I look into the distance. At the westernmost point edge of the land of exiles, the monastery sits at a secluded corner in the highlands. It's far away from where the Mad King resides. To reach Cindersfell, I need to traverse the forest and the fog at the base of the mountain. The fourth moonlit night. The fog thickens and envelops the forest as daylight dims. Everything around me becomes a hazy blur. A broken bridge and another end of the road. In the place of the crescent moon is one that wanes. Its reflection dances across the murky water's surface like countless spectral figures. Everything that falls into the water sinks without a trace, except for the moon's reflection. I mark a tree branch to trace my path. Then I turn around and continue my trek. In a forest clearing, knights with pikes and silver armor sit around a fire. Are knights in a place like this? They aren't moving, and the lifeless eyes gaze up at the moon at the sky.
May Philos prosper under eternity's divine gaze.
May Philos prosper under eternity's divine gaze.
Silence. Do you hear that? Footsteps approach us from the southwest.
Only the living can make that sound. Is the Mad King here?
All the knights suddenly turn their heads toward me, and the fire illuminates their faces, which are paler than the silver armor.
The Mad King has not graced us with his presence. However, she carries his essence.
Outsider, have you pledged your loyalty to eternity itself?
Grandest Knight. What?
She has no answer. She's a traitor to eternity!
The suits of armor collapse as the skeletal remains within them begin to glow with an eerie blue light. Leaping orange flames surround them. Cold blades slice the air as howling winds erupt around them. Before I can react, they charge toward me. And these knights in silver armor are revenants. Oh, there's the animation. Okay, so the entire town is possessed by like zombies or something like that.
Get on.
Oh, big time.
We meet again. Hold tight.
Dang, look at those light physics. Oh my gosh, everything looks so shiny and pretty. Oh yeah, in the combat, there's like different weapon types. Sword, great sword, staff, and all that. It's another layer in the combat. Earlier you mentioned the price of pursuing it.
The dead are trapped in a perpetual cycle. Only painful deaths await them. Leave while you still can, or you'll meet the same fate.
These flowers are so pretty.
In a rush?
Didn't you tell me I can still do what I can?
I said leave, not die. This land only cares about you walking into its trap.
You said the fate of that city is in my hands. I'm the chosen one. It's also my weapon against you.
You said their fate is in your hands.
Ah. Okay, this is technically their first meeting in like... Well, kinda? I don't know. As far as we know. Every myth has its own canon, so it's easy to follow if you don't know what's going on with Love and Deepspace. But if you know what's going on, you can pick up on the different lore bits.
However, you're still in my hands. Is this form of etiquette sufficiently respectful toward the Chosen One?
Dismount.
I told you this place is fraught with danger. You need to be cautious.
Put me down. Of course, and people's intentions can be just as treacherous. So you've heard of Philos' prophecy, so you've never heard of Philos' prophecy.
I've heard more last words.
Such as?
Excuses from the greedy. The pleas of those on death's doorstep. Confessions of hypocrites. They are but vanquished foes.
You shall never find deliverance. You will be devoured in the act of slaughter.
Is that so? May your last words come to fruition.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah, they really stepped up the quality in the new myths. It's so much more dynamic. With wails and curses, the last of the revenants fall to his blade. Mist disperses, moonlight illuminates the armor and broken swords that lie scattered on the ground. They bear the ancient patterns of Philos. Were they Philos' knights in the past? If you're their king, then why? I turn around as I speak. The man suddenly loses his balance and falls towards me. The tip of a crimson sword is protruding from his left shoulder. Blood flows from his wound and a faint black mist swirls around it. Is this from the revenants? You will be devoured in the act of slaughter? His hand, covered in an iron gauntlet, grabs my wrist. I'm trapped between him and the tree stump behind me. I can't move. Are you alright? He struggles to keep his eyes open, and although his gaze is slightly unfocused, his voice remains cold.
Help me. I need to go over there.
I would have done that even if you didn't give out an order. After gathering enough fallen leaves and dry branches, I built a fire at our resting spot. In the fire's glow, his face is deathly pale. It's almost drained of color. Would you like to warm up at the fire?
No need.
You need water?
No.
You want to rest? Very well. If you won't sleep, then I will. The night is cold and damp, so I'll be borrowing your cloak. He shifts slightly without saying a word. His eyes are still closed, but he does move to make room for me. Cold wind howls throughout the forest as it becomes fiercer. I hug my arms tightly, lean against his side, and act as if it's not unusual. You have a heartbeat, you breathe, you bleed, you're alive just like me. Is that why you didn't kill me in the monastery? You see yourself in me. Didn't seem interested in answering my question. Ah, during that battle, his sword was the only weapon capable of slaying the revenants. No wonder that old man with the white robes wanted it. While connecting the pieces of information in my mind, my gaze shifts to the sword lying half a meter away. It's a great sword that devours light. Aside from the back of the blade being thick, the weapon itself is completely black. Mysterious runes are inscribed on the sword and they surge with light whenever it's swung. Does your weapon have a name?
No, it's just a sword.
Then your horse's name is... Horse? He doesn't respond, and silence settles between us. What about your name? Should I just call you Man? I acted like I'd forgotten his name, just so I could bring it up.
Xavier.
Despite knowing how dangerous this forest is, you willingly entered it. You have my thanks.
You are mistaken. Worthless rabble trampled on my garden. I cut them down, roots and all.
His nonchalant tone suggests I'm the first person he spared. My unspoken words remain in my throat as my gaze shifts once more to the terrifying sword at his side.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, but this blade cannot harm the living.
And why'd you use it against me at the monastery that day? Was just an act of intimidation?
Yes.
Inexplicable anger rises within me, and I tug the thin blanket covering my body. The fabric in my hand feels unexpectedly heavy, and only then do I realize it's actually his cloak. Just as I'm about to let go, he slightly leans toward me. The edge of the fabric touches my fingers and carries an unexpected warmth. Day 2. The thick fog has dissipated when I open my eyes. The crescent moon hangs in the firmament and casts its light upon the embers of our campfire. It helps me into spectral speed, and we traverse the forest between the next moonlight arrives. Moonlit night. Whenever we encounter these revenant knights, they are swiftly cut down by his massive black sword.
Xavier, only an agonizing death awaits you.
As we pass through a swamp, I see a dead tree that was half fallen. It's covered in the lingering souls of soldiers who died in battle. It remains calm and spurs the horse forward. We press on. It seems like these revenants aren't very fond of you. What crime did you commit to make them hate you so?
To properly tell the tale, I'd have to start with the era in which they were truly alive.
With a slight tug of the reins, he prompts the horse to leap forward across a ravine. I know they're afraid of your sword, but once the revenants are slain, where do they go?
Nowhere. Once the phase of the moon changes, they'll come back to life.
Oh. Unkillable zombies? The dead are trapped in a perpetual cycle. Only painful deaths await them. So that's what he meant. After an unknowable amount of time passes, rain falls from the sky. The remnants of an ancient battlefield emerge on the distant horizon. Collapsed stone tombs accompany overturned coffins, rusty swords, broken spears, and worn helmets are scattered about. The rain washes away the dirt from the tombstones to reveal the text carved into them. Oh goodness. In a chaotic era, kingdoms fall like shooting stars. The Order of Lightseekers fought until they breathed their last breath. Countless blood-soaked battles fought with unwavering courage. Their tale lives on in song, the heroic feats forever engraved in our hearts. In the year of the Philos calendar, the kingdom fell, the royal capital was destroyed, and the royal bloodline was extinguished. The knights are exalted, honorable guardians. They now rest in a silence of long nights. On the day of the order ceased to exist, their names shall be carved into these historical monuments under the eternity's divine gaze. Like the stars, they are distant, but never cease to shine.
What are you looking at?
After tying the horse to a tree stump, he walks toward me. I wonder if my name might be with these knights.
Why?
Philos didn't meet its demise until I was gone, for many years. For those who once knew me, I must have died early. If I wasn't an exiled prisoner, then someone should have remembered me. It's possible they need a memorial.
Is being remembered that important to you?
I'm unsure of what he had lifted his cloak to shield me from the rain. These knights fought for their country when they lived. After they died, their tombstones were used to pave the roads. Being remembered isn't important. If no one remembers you, then isn't the same as never existing in the first place? It took him a while before he finally spoke in a calm, indifferent tone.
The rain is about to cease. We should leave.
My legs are numb because I was crouching for a long time. Seeing me struggle to stand, he grabs my waist and hoists me up into his horse. In the distance, the forest path gradually widens and becomes a road. An endless expanse of land stretches towards the horizon. Across the river is our destination, Wintersfell. Our journey, less than pleasant all things considered, finally ends as the crescent moon disappears and new moon rises. The ferry crossing is enshrouded in a grey mist. When we arrive, the riverside is already crowded with revenants who want to cross. The revenants from earlier said I must cross this river by boat to arrive at Wintersfell. An unexpected event occurs. The lively atmosphere at the dock disintegrates when we appear.
He's here!
The revenants who were talking amongst themselves fell silent and back away. They created a clear path for us. Accustomed to the situation and unfazed, I pull out a silver coin I had found in an abandoned tomb. We'll pay for the fare. Xavier remains at the same spot. It's then that I realize he doesn't have a coin.
1 coin per person. No exceptions and no credit.
I can take care of any revenants that try to cross without paying.
Oh my god, even in this timeline he's still broke. In the main timeline he's kind of a broke boy. I mean, compared to the other love interests, the other love interests they're like, one's a doctor, one's a military pilot, like a colonel, Air Force. Another one's a famous rich artist, another one's a mob boss, and then Xavier, he's our coworker who lives in the same apartment building as us. Eating ramen noodles for dinner. And maybe breakfast and lunch too.
Your presence alone is bad for my business. I'm not even sure I want to let you board. So, are you crossing the river or not?
Gives me an expressionless glance before silently shaking his head. Wait, I'll pay for him. Ferryman's expression changes subtly as his gaze lingers on me. He presses his lips into a thin line before gesturing me to board the ferry. The man behind me doesn't say anything as he says for the start. Ladies, it's okay to pay for your man for Valentine's Day and whatnot. It's all good. I don't even get a word of gratitude. God. Broke boy. As soon as he steps into the boat, however, all the revenants swarm to the stern. It starts to sink under the weight. Meanwhile, the bow, where Xavier and I are standing, rises.
Either find a seat or get off the boat, you dead bastards.
The revenants in the stern proceed to leave as if they were pardoned from execution. Only the two of us remain. In this silence, the small ferry moves across the water and disappears into the rippling moonlight. I look at Xavier as he rests. He has folded his arms and his eyes are closed. You owe me half your life, and now you owe me a coin. Didn't you say I ought to be paid?
You want to use my debts against me.
I'm not asking for everlasting gratitude. I only want you to pay your dues. I clear my throat to deliver the words I prepared. I want your weapon, sword that makes the reverence Callan fear?
No.
I can sense his resolve in that answer. I expected as much. Since my first request was rejected, the chances of the second one being accepted are higher. If I can't have a sword, I still need shelter if I am to survive. Living with an unpredictable individual is risky.
If you cannot decide before we disembark, there will be no payment.
I won't allow that. Since you live in the castle on the other side, I'll meet you there when I think of my payment. He neither refuses nor accepts. It's as if he can see my innermost thoughts. Without a bond forged through hardship, this might be my only chance to request something from him.
Before we part ways, let me offer you one piece of advice. If you want to survive here, don't offer your kindness so easily.
So we could have just left you at the dock, could have rowed the ferry by ourselves, that's what you're saying? He closes his eyes and he refuses to respond no matter what I do. The fog over the river gradually dissipates to reveal a towering black castle in the distance. Just as the ferry is about to reach the shore, it strikes a shoal and rocks. My body lurches to one side. My fingers touch the reflection of the water, ripples spread out and converge toward my fingertips. They coalesce into an elusive image. This is... brightly colored flags slowly rise as white floral arrangement line both sides of the marble staircase. A young knight ascends the long staircase. Amongst the cheers of thousands, he ascends the throne. A hand places a crown upon his head. A lumen flora, the symbol of Philos' royal family, is pinned to his lapel. The illusion shifts to reveal an entirely different scene. Fortification crumbles, ruins cover the land. The royal capital, once peaceful, has become a battlefield shrouded in war smoke. The rebel army storms the capital. They force the young knight to take his own life. Yet their swords are melted into liquid steel in the furnace and cast into the throne itself. Peace is restored to the kingdom a century later. There are no more casualties from the war for hundreds of years, yet people have come to despise this monarch. The knight, once adored by thousands, is now reviled. He is nothing more than a mad king.
The boat is docked. You should get off now.
The voice pulls my thoughts back to reality. I raise my head and notice the space beside me is empty. Did I see his past? Shock washes over me. In the darkest of hours of the night, scattered lights illuminated a ruined city in the distance. The wind rustles the grass as the speaker quickly vanishes into the darkness. I always wondered about this game. I was seeing it at the top of the charts. Yeah, it's at the top of the chart of the gacha charts because it is very good at monetizing itself. So Loveanddeepspace is a romance gacha game for one, but it also has combat. It also has a lot of interactive features, so like visual novels. There's even some ASMR. Like it's all in one, and yeah, and the lore is actually pretty. It's interesting, but in order to like know about the lore, you have to invest getting the limited cards. Like the limited cards, the ones that you pull, those contain a story or side stories, and the limited myth ones, those contain like a special battle whoops like combat. Like it's action combat. It's also action. I explained it earlier in the stream, so right now we're going through the story. And they're kind of long, so let's just keep it going. I've been wandering the city for days. Although I failed to discover new information, I feel more free than ever before. What surprised me more was that every revenant here firmly believes to return to Philos one day. And before I knew it, I started to believe it too.
Within that rotten black castle is the Mad King, who sits on an abandoned throne. Countless kingdoms, innumerable cities, all their denizens wept under the hooves of the tyrant's iron cavalry.
At the square of the busiest part of the city, many revenants have gathered. I pulled my hood tighter and moved closer.
The dead were turned into weapons. Their bones and souls are mere cannon fodder for his wars. When he confronted the Order of Babel, many of our brethren were reduced to ashes.
In the center of the crowd stands a revenant in white robes, passionately denouncing the Mad King's crimes. He dressed as an acolyte from the Order of Babel. He looks familiar. Is he the acolyte who escaped that day?
Will we come back to life next month? Unhand me!
No more dissenting voices rise from the crowd. The revenant acolyte surveys the gathering before speaking with satisfaction.
But we have received good tidings! The Chosen One, who shall deliver us, has answered our call! She's already here!
Anticipation ripples through the revenants, and some lower their head to whisper a devout prayer. Most fix their intense gazes on the acolyte. They eagerly await his next words.
Before the apocalypse descends, the sacred pilgrimage ceremony will proceed as planned. We shall reach the Tree of Life and return to our homeland.
What is this pilgrimage ceremony and Tree of Life they speak of?
Yes! Fantastic! Wonderful!
Yay! Where's the Chosen One?
The Chosen One.
A sense of foreboding stirs within me. I turn to leave as I hear excited shouts behind me.
Over there!
The Revenant acolyte points at me, and so, every Revenant's gaze falls on me.
She is the Chosen One! Our prayers have summoned her!
Acting as if they've seen a goddess, the Revenants run toward me. Reverent cries resound. Countless hands reach out and cut my escape route. Jubilant, they hoist me above their heads. Wait, release me at once! The Revenants carry me to the castle perched on the tallest hill. I wasn't even given the slightest chance to struggle or escape. Acolyte clears his throat and shouts at a half-open window located on the upper floor of the castle.
The one who stands before you is the slayer of the eternal night, the night of refulgence, the pilgrimage ceremony's shepherd, the ruler of fate, the shining beacon of hope to Philos' countless survivors. And she will be your nemesis until you die.
You come up with those titles in the time it took to get here? The black window frame slightly stirs and a dagger with a cold gleam is thrown down.
My castle is too small for your ilk. Only your Chosen One can come in to slay me. And there will be a sea of blood if you let me handle the selection process.
In the blink of an eye, the righteous indignant revenants scatter in all directions. Even the enthusiastic acolyte runs away and disappears like smoke. A chill runs down my spine as I look up. The figure near me, near the window, meets my gaze.
I see they've made their choice.
Resigned, I sigh inwardly and pick up the dagger. Open the door. This story has a lot of I don't want to say big words. Like it's like a lot of like multi-syllable words structured together. Like yesterday, you know, I was reading a visual novel basically for like 5 hours straight, and that was fine. But I think it's something about this dialogue that feels it's making my tongue twist up. In the vast, empty hall with a tiled floor, only the sound of footsteps echoes. The candle's flames sway from wrought iron chandeliers. Light and shadow interweave like spiderwebs across old stone walls. It's been a long time. I stop at the foot of the throne and look up at him.
All their hopes and dreams, and their very faith rests upon your shoulders. How does it feel?
It's not great. But I'm not here to duel you to the death. I know what I want from that silver coin. I step forward and meet his gaze. I try my best to appear confident. Your observations are correct. These revenants are in a cage made from their own obsessions. I can't save them, and I don't intend to try, since I have no interest on being the chosen one. Returning to Philos is my best choice. Once I'm there, I can recover my name, my memories, and myself. Xavier, I need you to help me to return to Philos.
Is Philos important to you?
Of course, it's my homeland, and the only place I can remember. If the Revenants strongly believe they can return, then perhaps a method exists. I'm no different from them if I can't remember anything.
Let's assume this Philos you desperately wish to return to no longer exists. What then?
Is he reminding me, or is he trying to make me give up?
You have my permission to stay here. Though, we need a relationship that binds us since we'll be together for a long time.
I agree. As soon as he let his guard down, I quickly agreed and scrambled in my mind for a role that could connect me to the king. Minister, attendant, knight, or a loyal subject. In any case, I still need time before I can give you a satisfactory answer. That figure, surrounded by countless blades on the throne behind him, simply let out a faint laugh. Are the swords on your throne truly mementos from assassins?
Do you want to leave one yourself?
Our conversation hits a wall. Clench my fist before turning away with a smile. I'll just pretend I didn't hear him. By the way, can I have a room that has access to fresh air?
I'll allow it.
We're now roommates, woo! After I entered the castle, underground gambling den began taking bets on how the chosen one would die. Getting thrown into a forest with evil phantoms only to be devoured, sinking to the bottom of cinders, or dying because of his massive blade. These 3 deaths are ranked with different odds, but they're at the top of the list. No one believes the Mad King will let me live. If the chosen one dies, then it means they weren't the real one. So they'll wait for another. However, if the chosen one survives and escapes from their enemy, that means...
Our salvation is at hand!
Quote-unquote roommate. The revenants from the land exiles cheers. Their dreadful suffering will finally come to an end. They sing their praises for days, and even though I chose the castle's highest room, their voices still penetrate the walls. But ever since I escaped the monastery, the arduous journey of poor sleep and traveling without proper rest has left me exhausted. Now that I have shelter, exhaustion washes over me like a tidal wave. Revenants don't need to eat, yet I'm forced to endure this hunger. That night, I carry a lit candle and slowly make my way down the winding stone staircase to reach the kitchen. It really eats. What a frightening person. I conduct a thorough search only to find roots and mushrooms.
What are you doing?
Don't you need to sleep?
I heard music. so I decided to investigate. What instrument is that? The sound is unique.
Oh, that was our tummy. It's the wailing of a hungry ghost. Let's cook up some mushrooms and roots. Yummy. A yummy medieval dinner. 15 minutes later, he brings over a bowl of mushrooms. It's brightly colored.
This is all I have.
It's alright. I'm not a picky eater. The taste is rather strange, but I've been starving for several days. It's nothing short of a rare delicacy. Once I swallowed a spoonful, my stomach begins to churn violently. And the entire world seems... Oh god, he poisoned us. And the entire world seems to spin. Now he's just canonically bad at cooking. Bizarre, otherworldly visions appear before my eyes. Revenant stands in the air, and Xavier's black cloak suddenly transforms into a giant floating blanket. British face. Guilt. In this dream, I saw Philos again. It was far away from me, yet it was still beautiful. Walls of brilliant snow white surrounded the city. Towers loomed in clusters, their vibrant flags fluttering. The streets gleamed with a soft radiance. A procession of silvery white knights slowly navigate through the streets. Covered in flowers, they head to the ancient royal capital. The knight who's leading them is surrounded by people. It's impossible to see his face clearly. He carries a certain air. Although he has returned from his journey, his presence is strangely familiar.
All of you can go on ahead. I'll join you once I've seen her.
Sun, moon, and stars revolve as he turns around. My vision blurs, and the white city walls transform into a clock tower bathed in the sunset's glow. He turns around, sees me, and smiles. Before I can recognize him, a flock of pigeons flies past us. Their flapping wings obscure his eyes.
I thought you'd never see me again.
I open my eyes, and I feel like I was in a long dream. I see the hem of a black garment as it casts a graceful arc under the candlelight. That man is looking at me. It's as if he stepped out of my dream.
I have an antidote.
In his hands, he's holding a bowl of medicine that gives off a faintly bitter scent. Although I've returned to my senses, I'm at a loss for words.
I already tasted it.
Misinterpreting my thoughts. He speaks in a calm tone. I hesitate before reaching out to grab the hem of his clothes. I squeeze it a few times.
No. No, I'm not a hallucination that appeared because you were poisoned.
He sits down at the edge of the bed, his elegant, long fingers supporting the back of his neck as he brings the bowl of medicine. Oh, the back of my neck as he brings the bowl of medicine to my lips. His pose is unmistakably intimate, yet his expression remains unchanged. His eyelashes aren't even raised once. I hear a clamor. Did something happen?
It's war.
There is a war happening here? In a place like this?
Yes. Some of the Revenants harbor obsessions from their past, waging war relentlessly. They never really die, and they don't stop.
They were once your subjects, your majesty. Why do you make it sound like it has nothing to do with you?
Listen. The loudest voices belong to those trying to find a way to rescue you, the chosen one. If you die here, I'm afraid my moments of peace will significantly decrease for the next month.
The light flickers on his face as he picks up the bowl again.
Open your mouth.
A slightly bitter liquid spreads across my tongue. He gives me a sidelong glance. He doesn't look away until it's confirmed I finished every drop. During the days I've been bedridden, outlandish rumors have spread throughout the city. The Mad King has become the Chosen One's servant. The Chosen One risked her life. The Chosen One has made a great sacrifice. They've misunderstood my actions from when I picked up a dagger and stormed into the castle. The residents are so moved by this supposed heroism that they gather at the riverside below the castle every night to sing their praises. When he gets annoyed by their wailing cacophony, he occasionally heads out with his sword in hand. He returns quickly and their voices disappear. I'm unsure of what happened outside. However, the shouting isn't as frequent as it was before in the past few days. Since then, finding a way to return to Philos became my only goal. The Cinders is not a single river. It's connected to numerous tributaries of various sizes. They intertwine like a tree's root system and extend in all directions. Some of these tributaries flow into gloomy swamps or plunge into bottomless ravines. Others lead to lairs with revenant knights. Yet no matter where I look, I'm unable to locate the Tree of Life from Philosian myths. Day after day, I mark new locations on my map only to cross out their names later. Exhausted, I climb down the castle wall. The moon has already reached its zenith. A figure in the garden behind the castle, his hair reflects a faint luster under the moonlight. Is that Xavier? His interests have changed as of late. Instead of killing others, he grows flowers. Yet, not even a fraction of light touches Cinderspell, and only Luminiflora grow here. The flower he tends to is one I haven't seen before. What kind of flower is that? Curious, I walk up to him. He glances at me before he continues to water the plants.
One that shouldn't be able to survive here.
Then why are you growing it? He doesn't answer me. His fingertips touching the withered stem. I'm not sure if he didn't hear me or he doesn't want to respond. I know you have secrets. You don't need to tell me.
The fact that I have secrets shouldn't be a secret.
But the secret is related to a certain person, yes? I crouch down beside him and push aside a cluster of leaves. The wilted leaves' veins have taken on a yellowish hue and the light blue flower bud droops. It looks so fragile that it might snap at any moment. People typically grow flowers to remind themselves of someone or give them as a gift. I doubt there's anyone you'd want to give flowers to in the city, though.
There is one person.
Is it me? Ooh. He sets the watering can aside, turns to face me, and looks into my eyes.
We'll talk about it when the flower blooms.
But it's not gonna bloom. Not supposed to bloom. I don't know if it'll ever blossom. However, I do know the person who promised to help me hasn't kept his word. He nods thoughtfully.
You created a map of the entire city. Then you walked along the tributaries large and small. You've done good deeds all the while. Tales related to your acts of kindness have spread throughout the land.
I was collecting information. Wait, how do you know about all this? You rarely leave the castle.
Would you say these methods of yours are effective?
I'm quiet. Then I shake my head.
None of them are the correct method to return to Philos. What a pity.
He's always like this. He dismisses my words with a few of his own. We'll set that aside for now. About that relationship you mentioned before, I've made up my mind. I'll be... your knight, your companion, your queen. That's a bit too soon to say, Queen. I think we're a little weird. Your knight? Companion? Companion? You must have been lonely for a long time. Am I wrong? Relationships between rulers and subject, even the ones between master and servant, is too predictable. We should be companions who fight side by side. You don't need to walk on this path alone. I can
Don't be sentimental.
I chose the most unsentimental one. Yeah. It's like being friends. We can't be friends. To put it simply, I want to be someone who is important to you. Perhaps worried about losing a stable source of food, I made a vow with the utmost sincerity. I don't know what his thoughts are, however.
What do you mean by important?
Let's say you're the only one that matters in my life.
Huh. So you want to protect me?
As if he couldn't hear me clearly, he crosses his arms and takes another step toward me. He's pretending he made a humble inquiry. I doubt you need my protection when you wield a sword like that. But when those revenants attack again, I'll be by your side. He actually laughed. I can hardly believe my eyes.
I can help you figure out a method. On the other hand, you need to find a way to make a flower bloom.
Are you sure you can still be saved? No? Yes? No? After agreeing to a surprisingly simple condition, I returned to my room. After spending these days together, Xavier seemed nothing like a mad king those acolytes talked about. The way he looked, he took me in and promised to help felt like just an excuse. An excuse to keep me here. Could it be because of the Chosen One rumor? With no answer for now, I sighed, yet his smile from moments ago kept flashing through my mind. Is that an owl? The call of an owl resounds outside the balcony. A shadow swoops down, drops an envelope with a wax seal, and then flies away. Huh? I return to my bed and open the envelope. On the letter, the stark, concise handwriting catches my eye. We would like to invite the Chosen One to our sacred monastery so she can observe the selection process for the pilgrimage ceremony tomorrow. Daughter of Babel looks forward to your answer. That feels like a trap. Chapters are pretty long. This feels like it's longer than the last myth. Well, I don't know. It's been a while since I played the previous myths. Each month, the monastery selects individuals to sail along the endless cinders. This is known as the pilgrimage ceremony. The revenants believe that by traveling along the cinders, one can find the tree of life that connects Cindersfell to Philos. Once more, I find myself at the monastery. Everything has been transformed. The dilapidated altar and crumbling walls have been restored by the revenants. They're functional now. The acolytes' soft chanting echoes throughout the building. They carry an ineffable reverence. I pass through the noisy entrance hall and enter the courtyard. It seems the bishop has been waiting for me. You've said that the apocalypse is only a matter of time, and I'm the key to saving the world. Even though I know these revenants cannot truly perish, I still feel a strange sense of unease upon seeing the bishop again. If there's going to be a world-ending flood, you should be building dams. And if war is about to break out, you should be mobilizing armies. Those are more productive options than pinning your hopes on me, your so-called chosen one. Sensing the doubt in my words, he responds with a slight smile.
You think I've spouted lies to control the revenants?
Why did they believe in me? Why did they believe in you? Why did they believe in me? Why did they believe in me?
Since ancient times, Philos was given a divine prophecy about its creation. At the world's end, the Chosen One will lead countless souls to be reborn, taking on a vessel of flesh and blood. Your very existence is proof of this.
Myths are just myths. They're stories invented by the humans who lived years ago.
You are correct. However, Philos has truly been destroyed. You have the freedom to choose your path. We shall not force you to bear the responsibility of being the Chosen One. We are incapable of forcing you, in fact. But the pilgrimage ceremony shall be carried out as planned. It will be held during the next full moon.
He smiles before removing the key around his neck. He places it in the palm of my hand.
Memories prove one's existence. Yet those who died here are trapped. They can never create new memories. If you cannot understand our faith, then I implore you to visit the underground library and see for yourself.
For several days, I immersed myself in the sea of books. Although I found no records related to the pilgrimage ceremony, I learned what really happened to Philos during my absence. In the beginning, the energy needed to extend a planet's lifespan was almost depleted. Beasts called Wanderers grew increasingly violent and occupied most of the planet. Even an immortal planet sustained with the energy could fail to escape the fate of decline. After 200 years of silence, a young woman with not a drop of royal blood ascended the throne. Under her rule, Philos reclaimed its former glory for a time. This period would later be known as the Morn Era. However, historical records about her are scarce. They've only managed to preserve the magnificent spectacle of her coronation. Her life and fate were seemingly erased by an invisible hand. There is nothing but a blank void. The situation in Philos grew increasingly dire as time passed. The royal family and citizens were split into several factions. Their constant disputes rendered the monarchy on the brink of collapse. Natural disasters raged while the fires of war burned without end. The flames of chaos swept across the land and destroyed the last vestiges of the old world order. The last monarch of Philos was an undefeated arbiter of judgment. Yet, he was a tyrant who supposedly led the kingdom to its demise. Tyrant addicted to bloodshed, the embodiment of corruption, a fallen god who was devoured by the darkness. This must be Xavier. In every historical record about him, the fall of Philos is almost universally blamed on that king. Yet as I carefully read through the list of crimes, I feel as if he can't be blamed for everything.
What part of the text made you stop reading?
And just snuck behind us. Startled, I look up to find the tyrant himself. He's leaning down from the balcony above and his gaze is fixated on me. Why are you here?
My only important person disappeared. Was I not supposed to look for you?
I noticed a young acolyte who served as an attendant has dozed off in a corner. Book in hand, I walk over to him. All these meticulously detailed accusations and atrocities. They read more like a fantasy than history. He neither confirms nor denies it. He jumps down from the balcony and picks up a book. I can only imagine what expressions acolytes would have if they saw him walking around as though he owned a monastery. According to this book, The first 200 years of their reign were referred to as the Golden Epoch. It must have been wonderful. Why did they...
Some matters should remain shrouded in the unknown.
If you don't want to tell me, then that's that. I'll assume that all these myths about you are true since you won't say anything. I hesitate, but my curiosity eventually gets the best of me. Tightly holding the book, I move closer to him. So, what happened to the royal capital of Philos?
It was destroyed.
What about the holy sword of the goddess?
The statue was shattered.
The Strian Knight Academy? And the oaks behind the Star Hunter's main building? I desperately recall the places I can remember.
Burnt to cinders, along with all the birds in the forest.
The wind blows past us again. The windows rattle as the chandelier above us sways. Furled yellow pages flutter rapidly as the story rewinds to the first year of the Morn era. A single event was commemorated, the coronation of Philos' only queen. Let's change the subject then. Have you met this queen? Out of all the monarchs who ruled Philos, why is her story glossed over? Even her portrait is unrecognizable now. I touch the blurry portrait on the page. The ink has been smudged. He looks up and his gaze lingers on that page. Then he turns away.
I don't remember. I will say that your impression of Philos is too idealistic.
But those revenants said Philos.
They have no memories, and those without memories can only believe the stories told by others. Lend them your ear for too long, and you'll become just like them.
I know. I'm already someone without memories. That's why I want to return to Philos and find them.
The revenants will be at their strongest during the full moon. We'll head back once you've seen enough.
Only now do I realize that he's here to take me back, even if he didn't say so directly. See, you're worried about my safety. You said you needed to find me because of our agreement, but it's actually because of loneliness. You've lived in that castle for too long. The absurdity of our deal, his awkward expressions of concern, perchance it's because he's been alone and bored for years.
I won't stop you from drawing your own conclusions.
Good. I'll do just that then. Especially when it involves matters that make you uncomfortable. Refuse to speak of them in either case. I narrow my eyes and lean toward him. I push the book he's holding to the side. The city of revenants has existed for over 100 years. Have you truly been alone in all this time? The revenants exist in groups and the acolytes gather together. They pray all day and all night in the monastery. I can hardly imagine what it must be like to live alone for hundreds of years, never aging, never dying. Aren't there any friendly revenants you can talk to?
You want me to become close friends with them?
Not all revenants are disagreeable.
You're already prepared then.
For what?
You'll be their only goddess. And once you're no longer needed, you'll be a sinner they hate.
Complex. Indescribable emotion wells up inside me. I retort before I can stop myself. You always say they deserve to be trapped in their futile obsession for eternity. How are you and I any different from them? Aren't we also trapped? I'm obsessed with returning. What about you?
Obsessions are for the dead. I have none.
He turns, his profile etched in the moonlight, yet his features are obscured in the shadows. I can't help but feel like nothing matters to him, whether time passes or stops, whether the flower he tends to blooms or not. He's just waiting. For what? I'm not sure. An inexplicable sense of frustration and loss bubbles inside me. Never mind. Don't leave just yet. I found these books for you. He furrows his brows slightly. Still, he turns and takes the books.
Philosian Guide, Caring for Flowers, and How to Identify Edible Mushrooms.
Yeah, read that book before you make your next mushroom soup. I'm not sure if flowers can bloom without light, but watering them 3 times a day will definitely kill them. Oh, the shoujo game. The otome gacha game that tops up the gacha charts every single month or so. Yes, because this game knows how to monetize itself. Yeah, it has everything in it. It has story, lore, combat, novel, mini games, and now there's a home where you can basically be a sim and interact with your chosen character there. Yes. Following the book's instructions and using the withered plants as fertilizer, the unnamed blue flower finally shows signs of vitality. It's grown taller since yesterday, and its leaves unfurl with a pale luster. Pale luster. Days pass. Before I know it, it's time for the pilgrimage ceremony. Outside the city walls and alongside the riverside, over 100 tents have been set up. It's to accommodate the thousands of revenants who are here to witness the ceremony. After praying at the monastery, the pilgrims and acolytes ascend along the ridge. They carry blessed lumen flora. The procession covers a long distance. Singing hymns to praise Philos, they walk with carefree steps and carry lamps throughout the night. Lights in their hand form another river. They flow through the dark forest and across the swamp. The 36th moonlit night.
Why do I feel happy and sad?
We have our faith.
But faith is fragile. It's like a flower or an egg. One careless moment is all it takes to break it.
What's an egg? I can't remember anymore. But
moonlight flickers across the mountain ridge as a gentle breeze passes. Dazzling silver robes sway back and forth.
The chosen one is attending the ceremony. My lady, why did you bring the Mad King with you? Trying to reform him must be a tiring endeavor, no?
I'm unaware of the new rumors that are circulating the city. Respond with a sheepish smile and lower my voice. Rest assured, he has renounced his old ways thanks to my guidance and spiritual cleansing. The young revenant's expression becomes one of astonishment and admiration. I gently tug at Saber's sleeve. He glances at me and chooses not to expose my lie.
That's wonderful. May Philos prosper under eternity's divine gaze.
Why do the revenants always say weird things? Ready to depart, I pull on Saber's sleeve, yet he opens his mouth.
What if your eternity's foundation involves sacrificing others?
Nonsense! Philos is the embodiment of eternity, and everyone possesses an immortal soul. Even if some are sacrificed, they're necessary and justified. How can we fight against the emptiness of time without immortality? How can we explore the universe?
Assuming eternity does belong to Philos, then why did you and the others die?
Unable to refute his argument and intimidated by his sword, the young revenant stomps her foot and storms off. Inside most of the tents set up along the river are statues of Philos' royal family from throughout the ages. They're near the witnesses who are attending the ceremony. These royal statues are crooked and misshapen, their features indistinct. Maybe it's because most revenants have poor memory. This one is surprisingly lifelike. Its face is too fierce for my liking, however. I approach it and examine the small wooden figurine placed on the back. For some reason, it has a wooden stake in its chest. Last king of Philos. Man responsible for Philos' downfall. An indescribable emotion stirs. I pull out the wooden stake and place the figurine in the brightest, most prominent position at the center of the statue's base. I walk a bit further, and more reverends offer me flowers. Despite my attempts to refuse them, I eventually accept each one.
Can you even carry all of these flowers?
He furrows his brow but still takes the heavy bundles from me. More reverends gather by the riverside. Their singing is so loud that they almost drown out the other sounds. Worried we might get separated, he raised one hand to hold mine as we slowly make our way through the crowd. The last king of Philos, and the man responsible for Philos' downfall. That beloved king who was eventually despised by all. That's you, yes? We spent so much time together, his identity is no longer a secret to me. I'm more curious about the queen's story. I want to know what she did. There must be a reason for why everyone is reluctant to speak about her life, her fate.
What do you think happened to her?
He looks at me. Stories about salvation and sacrifice follow the same pattern. Some perish, others are saved, some continue living, and others are forgotten. I suppose she didn't accomplish anything. That's why she was forgotten. Pilgrims pass us as they happily sing hymns about their yearnings for light. Xavier watches the group heading toward the riverside. He suddenly speaks to me.
In the beginning, her statues decorated every street. Some were dissatisfied with her conduct, but most adored her. They believed she would be the chosen one who'd lead Philos to its rebirth. She was the key Philos needed to obtain true eternity.
And then?
Are you asking what happened? She disappeared. No one knew where she went. For 100 years, the people thought she abandoned them. For the 100 years after that, the people slowly forgot about her. Another 100 years passed. Her portraits were burned, and her statues were destroyed. They became the stones that paved the royal capital's plaza. After the king ascended the throne, normalcy returned. Yet nothing could change this planet's fate.
His tone is aloof yet tinged with scorn.
Her sacrifice was nothing more than an insignificant grain in the sands of time.
You're suggesting I shouldn't let my compassion push me into becoming the chosen one. I don't want to be that kind of person, though. I don't plan on saving anyone either. What? Do you think I'm being selfish? They're already dead. Even if someone could change everything, that person wouldn't be me.
You were destined to fail as the chosen one the moment you gave them a modicum of pity.
Why do I feel as if you don't have faith in me? As we talk, several small revenants who recognize me hurriedly approach. Holding the lunar flora they picked out, they asked me to help them weave flower crowns. Xavier has an expression that shows he expected this to happen. I sigh and push away the revenants. One crown for each. Form a line. When I look up again, Xavier is walking away from the lights and chatter. The night wind rustles through the grass as his figure quickly vanishes into the darkness. He always arrives without a sound and leaves in the same manner. His thoughts are impossible to predict. The ferryman and young king stand by the riverside. They stare at the lights and the singing revenants that the night fog has almost consumed.
You keep her close. Are you afraid she'll recognize you? Or are you afraid she won't?
I mean, yeah, at this point it's blatantly obvious. Everybody knows except for the main character who the Queen's is. But actually it goes in deeper because if you played the previous myth, it actually connects to this one. I think this is This feels like it's the sequel to his first myth, the Light Seeker's myth, the one in the standard banner. It seems like it's going as a one for one continuation.
She won't remember.
It won't be long until the apocalypse arrives. After this pilgrimage ceremony, the river might grow again.
Like hundreds of years after the events.
And it might reach the Tree of Life. Do you want to be a witness to that?
Should they find a method to return, they'll see Philos is no longer the place they imagine it to be.
As the hymn reaches its climax, the boat carrying the pilgrims reaches the center of the river. Amidst solitude and stillness, he turns to look at the elderly man behind him.
Isn't it peaceful when there's no one to ferry?
For us who desperately clung to life until the very end, being trapped here is a punishment.
Yet sinners should atone for those who died unjustly. Am I mistaken?
And her? What will you do when she can't continue? At long last, there is something beyond your expectations.
When the time comes, I'll have already made my preparations.
Seeing that he doesn't want to discuss it any further, the ferryman sighs and says nothing.
Don't you owe me 6 fares now, boy?
Your memory is getting worse. It's 7.
Centuries have passed, yet I've never seen anyone pay your fare except for her. Where to? I won't ask for a coin this time.
His boots tread across the moss dampened with night dew. He heads toward a bustling area with lights and voices.
Nowhere. I'm waiting for someone.
The revenants say this grand ceremony is based on a ritual conducted in the past. It was how the royal family bid farewell to knights before they were sent to battle. I wonder if anyone gave Xavier flowers when he departed as a knight. I rub my sore wrist as I finish weaving the last flower crown. It's for him.
He was scary. When he passed by my tent and saw me making wooden carvings, he threatened me into making one for him.
My ears perk up when he's mentioned. I walk toward the tent surrounded by the revenants. What did he ask you to carve?
A small wooden figurine of the Chosen One. It's...
Huh?
Did he pay for it?
He only gave me a gemstone from one of his buttons. Was he trying to flaunt his wealth? He's only pretending to obey you. He'll spend every night cursing you with that wooden figurine.
That's an exaggeration, don't you think? Strange yet, yes, restless emotions stir in my heart. I look around, but I can't see him anywhere. Songs drift from the rustling forest in the distance. As the moon rises to its apex, the pilgrimage ceremony reaches its climax. The chosen pilgrims drift downstream in small boats. They sail amidst the revenants' cheers and songs. The revenants remove the floral wreaths from their wrists and toss them skyward. There's a shower of light that rains down. Did he leave me behind and return already? For some reason, the scene feels strangely familiar. It's as if there was an even more magnificent celebration in the memory. Happening to me. Pain suddenly pulsates through my heart. The violent tremors pound against my eardrums as an unbearable force spreads from my chest to my entire body. Everything before my eyes blurs like paint on soaked paper.
Your Highness? Your Highness! Tomorrow is your coronation ceremony. Starting tomorrow, you'll be the Queen of Philos.
Before my eyes, not sinners fell, but a magnificent grand palace. It is as white as snow and radiant.
For your coronation, he asked for 20 carriages to be filled with fresh flowers. I'm telling you this in secret, so you didn't hear it from me. The children he hired lined the streets. They cheered and scattered flowers. Some stood along the roadside, others on rooftops. In the end, the entire square turned into a sea of flowers. Did you see it?
Is this my memory? Are they talking to me? Wild wind sweeps through the area and tosses aside the already weightless bodies of the revenants. They tightly hold their hoods as they gather around me.
It's the chosen one!
My
lady!
Excited, expectant gazes approach me. I try to step back, but these individuals move closer. What did you just call me?
The chosen one! You shall save us, my lady!
Voices assault me from all directions as countless hands grab at my dress, their expressions revealing an urgent zealotry.
Do you remember what Philos was like?
You met the pilgrims in Philos. Did they find happiness? I heard that...
What are they talking about?
Help me! Oh, great Savior! Help me!
What's Philos? Pilgrims? Who am I? Why can't I remember anything? My memories have been burnt to a crisp. My mind is a blank slate, and I feel a strangeness unlike anything I've ever known.
Philos is about to meet its end. We beseech you, your majesty. As the ruler of Philos, you must ensure this planet survives. The ether core within your heart can save Philos from destruction.
Oh yeah, in every timeline the main character has like a special heart.
The Chosen One has exerted herself during the pilgrimage ceremony. Leave her be.
A special heart that's like a source of power that every faction seems to want. Crowd parts. When I raise my head, I see an elderly man in robes standing before me. I don't understand why he's smiling. Wary, I step back.
Take her away.
After he turns and walks elsewhere, a young acolyte immediately runs toward me.
My lady, please return to the monastery with me. Wait! Please don't wander off!
I kneel in the moonlit grass and stare at my reflection in the river. The face reflected in the water is unfamiliar. The clothes I'm wearing is unfamiliar. Even the crown on my head is unfamiliar. Within the rippling, blurry reflection, numerous shadows stare back at me.
Come, become one of us.
Shadowy hands reach up from the water. They pull and tug at my clothes.
Become nourishment, just like us.
My thoughts, too, feel as though they're being pulled by countless decaying hands. I'm slowly sinking into a whirlpool.
Why are you here by yourself?
A white figure appears in the depths of the forest. In spite of the darkness, he's clothed in a soft light. As soon as he raises his head, I freeze. Several seconds pass before I feel the faint flutter in my throat.
Why are you just staring at me?
Xavier? My memories begin to stir. Once the first syllable of his name leaves my lips, they slowly flood my mind. The long-lost familiarity seems to transcend time and space. It compels me to run to him and hold him close. But an icy hand from the riverbed tightened its grip. I'm dragged into a bottomless darkness. A group of pilgrims disperses. Only the Luminflora lies scattered on the ground.
Your Excellency, will we be able to return?
Worry not. The day when we are welcomed into the light shall arrive.
A raging gale churns the river's waters as dark clouds slowly obscure the moonlight up along the horizon. In the fog, a boat carrying revenants is swept into a whirlpool. The vessel and its passengers are swallowed. They will never resurface. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, it's about shame. Okay. Thank you for subbing, Zaritza. How are you doing today? Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're doing well. I'm trying to see if this is like gonna be a time loop or something. I don't know. We'll see. The chorus of voices comes and grabs the ebb. The chorus of voices comes and goes like the ebb and flow of the water. It's close before suddenly becoming distant as it gradually fades into the depths of the murky consciousness. When I woke up again, I find myself lying by the riverside. My sleeves are soaked with cold water. Was I unable to remember anything before? As an outsider, my memories slowly fade away just like revenants. Wait, Xavier! I freeze before I sit up and look around frantically. Xavier? No one answers. I stand and start my search. I soon spot a familiar figure in a nearby field of flowers. Xavier! I steady my breathing and stand in front of him. It seems as though he hasn't noticed me. Seemingly in a deep slumber, he lies quietly amongst the flowers. Thin wisps of black mist are wrapped around his body. It's as if the resentment of countless revenants is corroding him. Wakey, wakey. His breathing is stable. His chest rises and falls with every breath. He's not injured. Is he actually sleeping? A weight is lifted from my chest. I crouch down beside him and poke the back of his hand. No response. He's always been a light sleeper. He'd sensed my presence as soon as I took a step in his direction before. But he seems to have fallen into a defenseless slumber this time. I can't help but lean toward him, to the point where I only need to look down to see his long, soft eyelashes. You're always stern when you're awake, but I'll admit, you look cute when you're sleeping. The person you like, the person you want to give flowers to, wouldn't she want to see you smile? I touch the corner of his mouth and imagine what he might look like with a grin. Without realizing it, I start smiling. Did you say my name? Or was I imagining it? Xavier, who exactly are you? Deciding to set aside the unanswerable questions, I lie down beside him and touch his hair. The strands are entwined around my fingers, and I begin tying knots, one by him, one by one for him. Next time you give me a cold look, I'll just think of how you're letting me mess with you right now. As if hearing my words, his brow furrows slightly. Keep sleeping if you're tired. He suddenly opens his eyes. I loosen my grip, and the half-braided strands of hair escape from my hand. Our gazes meet in the darkness. He doesn't speak, instead opting to stare at me for a long, long time. It lasts for a second, but it lasts for so long that questions appear in my mind. Is he trying to confirm something, or is he waiting for something?
You're here. I had an incredibly long dream. I followed my teacher into battle. And then I journeyed through the starry sea.
Yeah, I think... Is that what happened in... Okay, I think that's what happened in the first myth.
When I returned, you were gone.
His voice is soft and hoarse. It still carries traces of that dreamlike days.
So much happened during those 300 years in your absence. I don't even know where to begin. I doubt you want to hear those boring details. Do you remember our little planet? I told you about it before. The wavy leaf sea lavenders grow better there. I brought back some seeds and hoped I could grow them for you.
So, name of that flower is baby leaf sea lavender. My hand trembles. I feel a sharp pain. The brooch in his chest has pricked my fingertip.
Back then, it was just like this.
Oh. Oh yeah.
I thought my intentions were clear. Why didn't you understand them? Maybe I'm the one who's foolish. I should have been more direct from the beginning.
He's never direct. That's his communication style. Indirect. He gently holds my finger and carefully wipes away the drop of blood.
When we last saw each other, you said you had feelings for someone. It doesn't matter to me yet. Why wasn't that person by your side when you were in danger? Forget him.
I think she was talking about you, buddy. I think she was talking about you. His persistent gaze stays on me for a long time. I can only nod in response. I don't like him anymore. I like you. Is that alright? As those words hang in the air, everything suddenly falls silent. Even the wind stops blowing. The night is still, and the flower field is silent. Only the distant waters of the river laps against the shore. Neither of us moves, and I'm trying to think of words that could break the tension. Then he shifts closer to me. His cool fingertips press against my jawline, and our breaths intertwine. I attempt to create some distance between us.
What's wrong? Am I not allowed to kiss you here?
He lowers his head, his expression indiscernible. All I can feel is his cool breath against my eyelashes.
Of course. Why would you want to see me like this?
The hand on my neck suddenly tightens its grip, and he lowers his head again. Instead of retreating, he stubbornly kisses me. Oh god, yeah, give me this now. It feels like I'm trapped in a thick, viscous dream. I'm unable to wake up and unwilling to pry. The warmth and pressure from his hands seep into my skin. They carry an affection that borders on obsession. Oh my god.
This is my dream. I'm free to do as I please. You're a figment of my imagination, aren't you?
Oh my god, no. No, bro, you're awake. Wait, no, he's asleep. But this is real life. Ah, okay. This is going on for a long time. As our lips touch, I catch a glimpse of the Lubin florist gently swaying. The wind has begun to stir again. Okay, that was intense. That was intense, I'm not gonna lie. The ceremony ended, and those pilgrims were never seen again. The elders in the monastery declared the ritual a success. It was an auspicious sign since the Chosen One appeared. The reverends celebrated every night. The city was filled with statues of the Chosen One in all sizes overnight. There was also this tree bark touched by the Chosen One, the tiles the Chosen One stepped on. Even the stone the Chosen One supposedly hit her head on after tripping over a branch during her arrival. They were still treated as a sacred gift. The reverends competed with one another to preserve these treasures.
Your baubles are nothing. My hand was...
Upon hearing this, the revenants surround him and let out gasps of envious admiration.
You have been blessed. Excellent! We'll chop off your hand and mount it on the city wall. So, you want to cut off the hand that the Chosen One touched? Don't be afraid. We're incapable of feeling pain. Or is your... I shall accept any sacrifice if it means I can be a pilgrim.
Man, these zombies are weird. After I attended the pilgrimage ceremony, I realized that as an outsider, my memories will slowly fade away too. If I can't return to Philos, I'll eventually be just like those revenants. Yet, where did those pilgrims go? Acolytes from the Order of Babel always avoid that question. Does the end of the river truly lead to the tree of life that mentioned in the prophecy?
Your solution is to follow in their footsteps. You'll see where the supposed sacred path of pilgrimage takes you.
They say the river doesn't end. If that's the case, then what happened to those pilgrims? They didn't die, but they didn't live either. No one has seen them since. The river silently flows as our ferry guides across the mirror-like black water. A thin mist surrounds us. To think of it, if we're measuring how close someone is to the Chosen One, you should have been chosen for the ceremony.
I'm honored.
You ate meals cooked by the Chosen One, held the Chosen One's hands, and even embraced the Chosen One. And... wait, these eyes, this nose? Eyes? These eyes were blessed with the Chosen One's presence.
Should I pluck out my eyelashes for you to count too?
These lips have also kissed. Remembering what happened that day, I swallowed my words. Oops.
You don't want to continue?
You actually don't remember anything? He responds with an expressionless look. Then he turns away, and his voice is unexpectedly tinged with a hint of resentment.
You're the one who doesn't remember anything.
Not wanting to argue, I focus on what's more pressing at the moment. I need to figure out what happened to those revenants. If anything that crosses the waters of the Cinders sinks, perhaps the path they sought is there.
How did you get this boat? Or rather, how did you convince someone who doesn't accept credit to lend you this boat?
A long story. After boarding the ferry numerous times, I gradually became acquainted with the ferryman of the Cinders. Occasionally, when he wanted to rest uninterrupted, I would volunteer to take over. He didn't agree to it at first and always refused with a cold expression, but as time passed, he eventually let me handle it. When I encountered revenants who wanted to cross the river despite lacking coins, I didn't turn them away. I asked them to tell stories as form of payment. When he discovered this, he always turned a blind eye. As for his background and why he serves as a ferryman for this river, I've asked him out of curiosity before, but he always refuses to talk about it. You know each other?
You can say we're old acquaintances.
Sounds like they're old acquaintances from Philos. As we gradually sail away from the city, we can see the desolate forest to the west is burning. Acrid gray smoke rises skyward. More revenant knights have been gathering at the edge of the forest, and the strife is becoming more prevalent. Consumed by resentment, they fight each other with the hatred from when they were alive. Their screams echo amongst the dead branches and fallen leaves. As the bishop foretold, signs of the apocalypse are once again emerging from the ruined city walls.
I was unaware you were skilled at ferrying.
After the bow hits a submerged shoal and spins several times, he can't bear to watch anymore. He takes the oar from my hands. I lose track of time. Black clouds gradually cover the full moon, and the scenery around us grows increasingly dark and desolate. Something's not right. The boat creaks in the river, and the river's current becomes turbulent. Startled, ravens fly in all directions. A chill creeps up from the water surface and latches onto my skin. After passing through a dense fog, the river widens. It's as if we arrived at a boundless sea. Where are we? The water thrashed violently. Like an untamed beast, the looming threat of danger is palpable.
I don't want this. I don't want to be trapped here. Join me. Become part of these dead waters.
Voices. Where are they coming from?
Wait, don't fall in.
Under the water's surface, countless invisible hands seem to reach up. Hatred pushes them to maliciously toss our boats back and forth. I grip the edge of the boat with all the strength I can muster. Pain pulsates through my chest without warning. My vision blurs. It's as though invisible hands are squeezing my heart. Inky black water transforms into countless golden veins. I can almost believe streams of energy were flowing downward. I feel awful. It's like my strength is being drained away.
Watch out.
Increasingly violent currents strike our boat. The river's surface discards its serenity and transforms into a massive whirlpool. At that moment, I'm like a seed, and plunged into a darkness unknown to all. When I open my eyes again, I find myself curled up in a warm embrace. Our capsized wooden boat somehow glides smoothly along the riverbed. Mist reminiscent of all the veil accompanies us. I can hear the rapids and foam washing over sharp reefs, but I can't see the dangerous shallows. On the other side of the river, Cinder's fell shores fade from view, and despite being underwater, I can feel the moist air. The current gradually calms. Our boat continues to move along the dark underwater passage for a time before finally hitting a shallow bank. Xavier steps onto the shore first. Then he turns and helps me stand.
Careful now. If you fall in, you won't be able to float back up.
Despite the fact the water here barely reaches my ankles? The cave before us seems endless. Strange tiny particles of light float in the air. Warm and bright, they feel oddly familiar. I can almost believe this energy was once part of me. Profound realization washes over me. Perhaps this is the sacred path of pilgrimage, the road that returns to Philos. The archives in the Order of Babel's monastery has records of a certain Philosian legend. They spoke of a mysterious cave that was connected to the center of the planet. Could this be the cave that connects Philos and Sinnersfell?
You have quite the imagination.
The sound of flowing water gradually fades behind us as we venture deeper. The further we go, the more the scenery unfolds before us. Look at these light particles. They keep increasing in number and brightness. Perchance the pilgrims who disappeared found themselves in this place. As the words leave my lips, an enormous, monstrous skeleton appears. Bodies lie on the shore. They're still frozen in the position they were in the final moments. These monsters.
They're wanderers. These creatures once roamed Philos before it was destroyed.
The gleam of a blade flashes and the bone-white remains dissolve into energy particles before dissipating.
They were devoured by those monsters before they could escape.
You know something, yet you're unwilling to share it. He remains silent before turning away. His cloak billows out behind him.
If we could actually return to Philos, what will you do, aside from finding your name?
I haven't thought about it yet. Is there anything you'd like for me to do for you? Could I meet with someone on your behalf?
No.
Path splits in two, and for some reason, I can sense the energy emanating from deep within the cave. I take his hand and keep walking. We need to discuss a certain matter. When I return to Philos and rebuild it, I promise to fairly evaluate your merits and shortcomings. I'll start with revising the historical text. Historians abandoned their duties and wrote pure fantasies.
And then?
I'll traverse the starry sea. I'll transcend the throne. Starry Sea? Starry Sea? I'll traverse the Starry Sea and visit every place the traveling bards sing of in their songs. I'll be like the specks of light. They emit a faint glow, yet they can drift to distant places.
That sounds wonderful.
If the worst happens, as in I can't find anyone who remembers me and I'm unable to stay in Philos, staying with you would be nice. I kept those words to myself as I look at him.
It's all right. The starry cosmos has many places you could visit. Take, for example, a beautiful little planet.
What does that sound? I hear a strange clicking beneath our feet. We look down at the same time. There's a deathly pale wrist encased in crystals. Into veins, dark red vines are wrapped around a ribcage. The delicate roots of eerie flowers penetrate hollow eye sockets. That's...
Look over there.
In a distance, a twisted tree looms. It isn't a real tree, but one formed by countless crystallized skeletons. Oh, creepy. They are stacked and entangled with one another. The twisted forms are similar, but they step on those beneath them in a futile attempt to reach for something high. Thin vines ensnare the crystallized remains. Together, they form a thick, trunk-like structure that's deeply embedded in the planet. That's... 1,000 horrified thoughts flood my mind. This is the tree of life. It's a tree made from corpses. I've never seen these people before, yet I recognize their clothing as garments that belong to Philos. Each and every one of their expressions are filled with despair and terror. They're like the souls in the depths of hell who are seeking salvation. Were these Philosians trapped here? Why?
Philos is an artificial planet.
He suddenly speaks.
Their pretense of eternity depends on an energy source called a protocore.
Protocore. Familiarity washes over me again, and for some reason a sadness surfaces.
The planet found itself on the verge of collapse after its energy was depleted. However, the most scholarly elder in the royal capital had a solution. The royal family discovered an uninhabited area with a chaotic protofield in Starfall Forest. It was located in the southern region of the planet. Deep within that forest is a cave. It leads directly to the heart of the planet. So long as humans were thrown into that cave, the planet's energy would never be depleted. Like the people who thought this system was justified, the planet possessed an insatiable greed.
He looks at those crystals that can no longer be called human.
They're the victims who were used as fuel.
Oh. Did anyone escape and live to tell the tale? I look at Xavier, but I already know the answer in my heart.
No.
He starts walking again, moving past the tree as he continues forward.
Those who defied orders and went to investigate disappeared after entering the cave.
The number of sacrifices required inevitably increased. No one would be willing sacrifices, no one would willingly sacrifice themselves for the planet unless there's a good reason.
Thus, the royal family came up with a plan to cover up their crimes. They no longer kept the sacrifices secret. They used honor to disguise it and called it a pilgrimage. To maintain a false eternity, they needed to weave lies one after another. Every member of the royal family had to bear the burden of perpetuating these lies.
You were the one who ended it? He shakes his head.
Ironically, The one who did that wasn't even remembered.
Although our surroundings are quiet, I can almost hear everyone's desperate cries for help as they face death.
Now you know the truth. Do you still consider Philos your homeland?
Oh shit.
The chosen one! My lady!
My footsteps falter. I look down. I'm greeted by eyes filled with absolute terror. That outfit. He's a pilgrim from that day. Tiny crystals seemingly alive spread from the youth's palm.
The pilgrimage is a lie. It will never lead us to Philos, or a source of nourishment for the cinders. The waters, they grow without end. Only then will it reveal the true path. You are the last one it needs, my lady. You can lead us back to Philos, yes? My lady?
He kneels before us and presses his forehead to the ground.
Why won't you save us? You traitor!
Watch out.
Xavier wraps his arm around my waist and pulls me back. His sword draws a black and golden arc. It rushes forward and forth and slices the figure's waist. The pilgrim, who transformed into a wanderer, falls to his knees. He prostrates towards the tree as if he's worshipping it. The crisis had passed, and the lie behind the pilgrimage was exposed. Yet, I know that we can never return to Philos. After we return, we seemingly have an unspoken agreement to not discuss the path of pilgrimage. All those memories of Philos are nothing more than obsessions that about past illusions. Was I one of those sacrifices? And if I was necessary, then no one remembered me. Yet after learning about all of this, I surprisingly find myself at ease.
Have you thought about your plans for the future? Assuming you can't return to Philos.
I'll stay here for now. Tomorrow's problems can wait until tomorrow. At least, I'm free at the moment. Small boats race gently on the river's surface. For some reason, tonight's moonlight seems especially bright.
Here.
He grabs my wrist and places a small object in my hand. Is this a gift?
Yes. It's a special protocol. A trinket from Philos. It may be a fragment, but you'll find a use for it.
Are you sure it's not a small stone or a pebble? Are you trying to make me feel... you're trying to make me feel better.
You can see it like that if you like.
Alright. The shiny pebble is mine now. Although I want his flowers more. This is the first gift he's given me. I decided to accept the rock after mulling it over. I lied down on the bottom of the boat and recall a similar tranquility had accompanied us for our first boat ride. Back then, I accidentally touched his reflection and saw its past. I tried to get an elated bait, but I failed. An impulse to try again gets a hold of me. The moonrise's light pierces the slender tree trunks and illuminates its reflection on the water's surface. When he isn't looking, I touch his reflection on the river. This time, I saw him standing with his back to me, surrounded by an endless sea of flowers. As darkness gradually covers the land and stars fill the sky, he places a cluster of light blue flowers before a tombstone.
This is a beautiful place, and I've always wanted to bring you here. But I never had the chance. I couldn't find you, and I didn't know if you'd like the scenery here. I'm sorry.
His voice softens as his fingers slowly trace over the engraved text on the tombstone. That's my character's name. I put it as YN. The first queen of Philos. Her name shines quietly like the stars. Everlasting, it shall never fade. The name I've long forgotten comes back. Comes flooding back. The forgotten queen. Was me the entire time. Oh god, you're the last person to figure it out, girl. Whatever, she's amnesiac, I guess. It happens, like... This girl's always losing her memory. The ceremony ended, and those pilgrims were never seen again. The elders in the monastery declared the ritual a success. It was an auspicious sign since a chosen one appeared. The revenants celebrated every night. The city was filled with statues of the chosen one in all sizes overnight. There was also the tree bark touched by the chosen one and the tall tree. Wait, did I already click this? Even a stone chosen one supposed to hit. I accidentally clicked on the one that I just read. Did I? Yeah, right? Oh, it's right here. It's literally in red. I'm blind. I'm sorry. I've seemingly grasped a crucial thread as forgotten memories begin to surface. Xavier is the king who succeeded me after I disappeared. The truth is right before my eyes. Place isn't so different from Philos, or rather, places where humans exist are very similar to one another. But if I've been in the heart of the planet for years, then what did Xavier experience? Why is he even here? Little by little, I pieced together the truth from the forgotten tombstones scattered across Sinner's Fell. The story continues. While I was gone, my knight traversed the starry sea. My knight put on the dust-covered crown. My knight became their king. In the most magnificent coronation ceremony in the history of Philos. So yeah, it is a direct continuation. His decision and achievements sent echoes throughout the cosmos, and during the test of time, it spread far and wide. People gathered in the square, bathed in the sun's brilliant radiance. They danced to the rhythm of drums and wind instruments until midnight. Only when the radiant moon hung high, its light making the city walls the color of bones, did he finally leave the courtyard. Though wearing white coronation robes, the king removed his crown. Akin to a god's merciful gaze, moonlight poured through the dome and washed over him. Did he sleep well? What happened in his dream? After that, my knight picked up his sword. Monsters and rebels fell one after another to his blade. A new world order was established. Following centuries of war and chaos, Philos was ushered into a dreamy golden age. They adored and praised him. The ballads spoke of his wisdom and brilliance. All knights swore their loyalty to him. He was given the title Sentinel of the Stars. Yet in the end, they stormed his castle and held swords to his throat. Knowledge was lost, the world order crumbled, and war raged endlessly. He sat on his throne as a prisoner. Alone, he bore the weight of his crown. This was the downfall of Philos and the story of his life. Horseshoes shattered the monastery gates for the 14th time, yet the acolytes still panic.
What have you done to the river?
The bishop dismisses everyone and closes the door, his ashen face displaying anger.
You've discovered all our secrets. Royal blood flows through our veins. You, of all people, should understand that the planet will perish once we lose the protocore. The people of Philos will be unable to achieve eternity. Whether it's in the Philos of a bygone era or this city, the answer is still the same. The waters of the cinders and the planet's core can open the gateway to Philos, so long as they're nourished, of course.
That sounds inaccurate.
Whether it's these revenants or our queen, they're all...
Hasn't your tongue done enough lapping?
You want to kill me?
The guilty must atone for their sins.
The tip of a sword is pressed against the bishop's throat. He steps back and looks up to meet a cold, stern gaze.
Have we truly sinned? You dare to claim the kings of Philos were free of sin? Those moronic subjects were asleep. They were obedient, and they wouldn't scream a thing. But you woke them up and told them there were no deities to look up to and no roads forward. Don't you deserve death? Open your eyes. The chance to save Philos is within our grasp, and yet you want to destroy it again.
The planet can die. Let it all return to naught. A world that can only survive through sacrifice should have never existed in the first place.
You can't bear to see her die again. That queen you failed to protect. Her heart nourishes those poor revenants in the river, and it's our most precious sacrifice to the heart of the planet. If we throw her into the cinders before the last full moon, we can return to Philos once more. So many have already been sacrificed. She's been sacrificed once before. What's wrong with sacrificing her again? You were the crown prince of Philos. I'll let you be the king.
Your tired rhetoric never changes. This time, we'll find out if it's your call or mine.
The planet needs nourishment if it is to survive. Both you and her are suitable for that role. If you want her to live, you know the price you must pay.
I mean, if everyone is zombies at this point, then either them or the only other living being in existence at the moment. Moonlight bathes the forest in a silver-gray hue. Some windows in a distant city remain brightly lit. This is the first time he stopped to listen to the Revenant's songs ever since this false world came to existence. There's a god out there, please hear my wish. May my death not be meaningless. Should our prayers be answered, we willingly surrender our freedom to a false faith. Night falls and the Revenant's hymns tremble with the rustling leaves. Moonlight appears dimmer compared to before. In the garden, that single wavy-leaf sea lavender remains exposed under the moon. A lot of time has passed, yet the flower still hasn't bloomed.
Yes.
Is it because there's no light? He nods.
It needs to be somewhere with light.
Is your horse truly nameless? He thinks for a few seconds, and his voice is certain this time.
Shadowbind. I only thought of it now.
The new name, Shadowbind, tosses his head and neighs loudly. I try to stroke his mane. He nuzzles my palm. He nuzzles my palm this time.
After our first horseback ride, he disappeared because he was tired. Do you want him to take you on another ride along the riverside?
I accept this offer, and so we leave the castle. With moonlight as our guide, Shadowbind brings us down the mountain. I think horse would have been a good name as well. What's wrong with naming your horse horse? The castle and mountains disappear behind us. The wind races through our hair, and dry branches sweep past our ears. We ride past burial grounds and abandoned cities. Fireflies sparkle between blades of grass, and the frost-white mountain paths wind beneath us under the moon. Shackles, boundaries, cities, and fate itself are left behind in this rush of wind. We race into the night as it deepens and charge toward the boundless horizon. We're just fleeing again. We pull Shadowbind's reins when the moon rises. We sit side by side in the field of flowers near the riverside. I tear blades of grass into pieces and drop them into the water one by one. Some sink and others are blown away by the wind. When he notices I've entangled the ends of his hair around a flower stem, he doesn't get angry. He slowly untangles it instead. A moment later, he plucks a blade of grass and tickles my cheek with it as if to punish me. Time passes, takes my wrists and puts a small bracelet woven with lumen flora on it. It's tight. Are you afraid it'll get lost?
Yes.
The mountain wind is cold. The stream's water and moonlight spreads out to create a silvery gray glow that rests on his shoulders. My eyes are half closed when I rest my head on his lap. It's so comfortable that I almost fell asleep. Who are you planning to give that flower to?
You.
I froze for a second. I hadn't told him my memories were coming back, but thoughts started to form. Maybe Xavier had known who I was all along, but I didn't know why he kept it from me, or what he'd really been through after I left. Past was like those rusted swords hidden in the flowers, left behind and forgotten. I remember the sword he once wielded was reminiscent of moonlight. It was just like him. You know how to use a certain kind of sword, Xavier?
Why do you ask?
I grabbed 2 rusty swords from the grass and tossed one to him. It's nothing. I realize we haven't even sparred once. Oh yeah, they used to be academic rivals at a knight academy. We're like the top 2 in their class. But yeah, that was hundreds of years ago. Using identical swords makes our duel fair.
Alright.
First move, second move.
Your strikes are too slow.
Yet I still managed to block your attack. 10th move, 12th move. These techniques are all too familiar. He extends his fingers, slides his hand down along my blade and strikes my wrist. A tingling numbness shoots through my wrist, and I almost drop my sword. You...
Stay focused when you spar.
21st, 25th.
Who taught you that?
He's distracted. The sword spins through the air after being knocked away. I press the advantage and rush forward. I ram my shoulder into him. Grass scatters and fireflies swirl into chaotic spirals of light as he stumbles. Unexpectedly, he falls onto a flower bed. The tip of my sword pierces the soil near his face. The duel ends with me as the victor. I suppose a prophecy was correct. Xavier, I am truly destined to defeat you. A deal is a deal. The city is now under my control. Instead of struggling, he calmly tilts his head to the side and places his palm over my sword hand.
I remember you saying you'd stand by my side. If that's the case, then our swords should be pointing in the same direction.
Well...
You still haven't told me who taught you that move.
dissatisfied with my evasive answer, he brings that up again. I don't know. If you've never seen it before, then I can only guess it's unrelated to you. He raises his hand and his fingertips almost touch his blade. He turns his wrist. Before I can react, he flips our positions. Holding my wrist, he pins me down. Oh. Xavier, our duel already ended.
You didn't say we should stop, so it wasn't over yet.
Instead of backing away, he leans in. His nose almost brushes against my face.
I taught you that move.
You said our swords should be pointing in the same direction.
I also said that soft-hearted individuals cannot become a ruler.
I should have gone all out.
Can I claim my prize now?
I push him away. I'm about to stand when a kiss suddenly lands on my forehead.
You'll hit me if I do that? I'll do it more often then. I won't fight back.
On the way back, he carried me on his back in silence, his figure seeming to hold up the entire night around us. He's willing to tell me stories about his past this time. So, how wonderful was this forgotten queen?
Very.
Maybe you're the only one who thinks so.
Many of Philos's myths and stories exist because of her. She issued an order that forbade anyone from entering that man-eating forest. She offended the entire Council of Elders.
Sacrificing herself is a simple matter. Fearing condemnation while walking into darkness is not. Perhaps the Mad King, who is condemned by all, is the person who can save Philos. Remembering the rumors I'd heard about from those little revenants, I gently tapped him on the shoulder. A book said he refused every single marriage proposal sent his way. Is that true?
What do you think?
Holding back a smile, I run my fingers through his hair. I mess it up before slowly combing my fingers through it to make it neat again. If this tree of life doesn't exist, will all of us be unable to return? I catch a glimpse of fleeting sadness in his eyes this time. If everything must fade away, then I wish I could stay in this moment forever. I returned to my room after walking through the moonlit corridor. The firelight gradually dims, its last embers casting a gentle glow in its peaceful expression. Leans down and kisses my forehead once more.
Don't overthink it. Rest. You'll feel better soon enough. And when you open your eyes, you might realize this was all just a dream.
My eyelids feel heavy as lead. I'm sleepy, yet why isn't Xavier going to bed? Has he never felt exhaustion before? Good night. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes. We'll see each other tomorrow. I recognized you the moment I saw you. When you return to Philos and see I'm not there, will you be angry that I deceived you again? There's a spaceship docked at the northern edge of Starfall Forest. It should still be working. Coordinates have already been inputted into the navigation system. You can leave if you want.
Is this happening right now?
It'll take you to that beautiful little planet.
When I wake up again, I feel a boat swaying beneath me. I'm alone. An elderly ferryman sits at the stern. There's a dull ache in my heart, and my memory is a blur. I don't know who I am, or where I came from. I look around. The river, cave, rocky shores. Everything isn't familiar to me. Where am I? Who are you? I look at the ferryman. I feel like I know him, but I can't remember who he is.
Once you cross the boundary between life and death, the rest of the journey is yours to walk alone.
For some reason, I'm clutching an oddly shaped fragment. It emits a faint glow in response to the energy flowing from my heart. The boat enters a narrow cave passage. The sound of water droplets echoes and strikes my ears. Before long, the boat gently runs aground. It rests at the shore before a hazy halo of light. Everything is immersed in a soft, gentle radiance. Motionless, I stand where I am. I cannot suppress the feeling that behind the light lies an invisible force. It's drawing me in. The faint sound of the wind approaches from a distance as if it's coming from the entrance to another world. It's Bond. When my palm touches the light, a blinding radiance surges like the tide to engulf me. When I open my eyes again, I find myself in an unknown place. There's no sky above, and no earth underneath me. The world floats in a sea of consciousness. The air is moist and seemingly flowing with life. I can almost believe I'm positioned at the end of a circulatory system that's making its way back around. What is that? Countless fine veins of light extend from a main trunk, a rhythmic flow resembling the breathing of a large organism. It's a beautiful, enormous tree.
Go a little further ahead.
The tree's talking?
And you can return to where everything began.
Tree's talking? Who are you?
Our fates are similar, and yet they are different. I sensed your presence when you entered the heart of the planet.
The heart of the planet? I feel like I know that face very well.
You must be feeling very confused right now. Wherever there is light, the shadow must follow, and together they'll coexist. Likewise, Cindersfell is the shadow of Philos. It is also a failed possibility that continues to expand.
So, Cindersfell is heading towards its destruction, too. Then why am I here?
Just like how you saved Philos, you possess the power to save the city of Revenants.
Old memories wash over me. I sat on the throne and waited for a long, long time, but my knight never returned to me. He told me the only way to save this planet is for me to walk into the heart of the planet. But if I willingly became nourishment for Philos, then why do I still feel pain and loneliness? Was I not prepared to be sacrificed? Was I waiting for someone to find me? But this time, I refuse to repeat the same mistake. I refuse to be Philos' salvation, and I refuse to be everyone's hope. The Chosen One is nothing more than a tool for selfish people who want to keep their immortality. Be it in Philos, or in this city of Revenants, it's all the same.
You are correct. Philos' destruction cannot be prevented. There was once a king. When he was still a knight, he reached the same conclusion. To truly save those trapped in eternity, one must return to the correct divergence point and create new possibilities. The current Cindersfell is but a false branch. It's a tributary destined to run dry.
Are you talking about going back in time? When is the correct divergence point? She lets out a soft sigh.
The two of you chose different methods to save the planet. Neither was right nor wrong. But salvation should never be achieved through sacrifice. The path of backtracking is dangerous. Success is far from guaranteed.
I remember him bidding me farewell in the empty palace. This lonely figure walked away from the royal court. In that moment, the two of us and the planet we inhabited created different tributaries of fate.
The ether core within you shares the same origin as this planet. Its power is from the depths of the cosmos. The protocore will mend the fractures in this world and allow that eternal city to become a reality. Before its power is depleted, it can grant you one last choice. You can return to the divergence point he created, or remain in this false Philos.
I was gonna say, like, who would want a second option, but then this version of Xavier exists in this. Unless he's coming with us.
Everything is in your hands this time. However, I must warn you, if you choose to return to the past, this world will immediately collapse.
Damn.
Philos' fate might find a new hope, or it will march toward irreversible destruction once more. Even you shall become an unknown variable. Have you decided?
Well, there's only one choice. I want to go back. In the boundless passage of time, eternity is nothing but stagnation, and existing in such a state is meaningless. More importantly, Xavier shouldn't be trapped in that darkness. The light fades, and I feel my body becoming solid again as I return to the entrance of the cave. I come to my senses and look at my hands, gradually becoming transparent. Does that mean the world is collapsing? The ferryman waits silently at the cave entrance. Only when he sees me emerge does he smile.
Go. You've made your decision, and I'm certain it's the best one. My dear child, I have always been proud of you, and you've been through so much. As your teacher, I owe you an apology.
Oh yeah, that's... Oh, teacher, like the sword instructor from Thievish hundreds of years ago, from Philos. I stare at the old man's familiar face, yet I can't remember who he is. There's nothing else. He hugs me before giving me his oar. Wait! He doesn't stop, nor does he look back as he walks into the river. The waters lap the shore and wash away his last footprints. The small boat rocks back and forth as it sails along the inky black river. Acting as my guide, the flowing orb of light that was hanging from the bow vanishes once the boat docks. Shadowbind anxiously paces back and forth along the riverside. He calls out to me when he spots me. Are you going to take me into him? Shadowbind stomps his hooves before galloping with me on his back. We're heading to Sinnersfell. In these final moments, I must be by his side. No matter what happens, we'll stand together. We're brought about the end of the world, but in order to save it... Correct divergence point. Oh. Yeah, I think Xavier's stories tie into the main lore of the whole Love and Deepspace verse. I mean, it's one root, but it's still using ether cores and protocores in its wording. And ether cores and protocores, protocores are the thing you use to level up your characters, to enhance your characters. It's this game's version of artifacts for the combat system. But it's also relevant in the main story timeline. Wind sweeps across the wasteland. The sky is drenched in a blood-red light. In this distance, battle standards lie in the mud. Revenant knights stagger between mountains of corpses. No one knows when the horns of war sounded. On this night soaked in unnaturally bright moonlight, the Revenants are reminded of the great battle that destroyed Philos. The king who destroyed Philos is the sinner who destroyed eternity.
You decided to face me alone. Shall we make a bet? Let's see if these people you're trying to save, in spite of your tainted reputation, believe in you or me. All survivors of Philos, your former king has rendered your sacrifices meaningless!
Towards our Revenants walk. They drag their stubborn feet as they approach the city walls, step by step. Broken arrows and spears lie scattered on the ground. Meanwhile, he is encircled by thousands of Revenants. Countless spears are thrust towards him, countless blades slash him. The Revenants have been consumed by their hatred and despair for too long. They need a living sacrifice to pay the debt they owe to the dead. Yet Sinner's Fell was never meant to exist. It doesn't belong to the living or the dead. The light blade that once protected the kingdom has transformed into the dark blade that slays the dead. Before its collapse, he entrusted the protocol to me alongside Philos' last chance of survival. From that moment, I was the only person who could access the divergence point and return to Philos. Yet he would remain trapped within this madness and eternity's embrace until the apocalypse arrives. The massive sword roars as it slashes and cuts. It impales one Revenant soldier after another as they lunge towards him. However, the Revenants slowly realize the blade that once struck fear into them can no longer reduce them to ashes. Silence lasts for a moment. Then they erupt into a frenzy. The sword is no longer the arbiter of death. It cannot be destroyed. There's no need to be afraid. They celebrate, they howl, they surge like a wave toward the lone figure who still stands with the sword. Xavier! He turns his head, his gaze passing the flames and smoke of battle. When we make eye contact, surprise appears on his face.
How did you...
Why did you think I'd go somewhere without you? I spur Shadowbind through the Revenant horde. Without any hesitation, I charge toward him. As our paths intersect, I lean down and grasp his wrist. I pull him up behind me in one swift motion. Hey, she's pretty strong. I'm the one holding his hand this time. As our powers resonate, the light swiftly coalesces and forms into a blade. Streams of light wind toward the back of the blade. Power surges and boils between our palms. Oh, yeah, so everybody has a superpower or ability in this world. Xavier, he can manipulate light. The main character, she acts as an enhancer or a battery. Each of the different love interests have different powers as well. Zane has ice, Raphael has fire, Silas has energy, and Caleb has gravity. Before the Revenants can lunge toward us, I grab his hand. Together we raise the sword once more. Two swords of the stars were always meant to point in the same direction.
Now you two remember, you can die together. Philos doesn't need traitors. May you have an audience with eternity.
Great sword delivers a mighty slash. The wind howls, and the very fabric of reality shifts. Amidst violent tremors, a rift splits open the sky. Countless golden rays rain down and slice the dark clouds like sharpened blades. Philos' apocalypse shall descend at long last.
The light! It's the light!
It's the sun!
We've returned to Philos! Our salvation!
The sunlight is akin to a torrential downpour after a long drought. Delirious with joy, the Revenants raise their heads and race towards a small hill formed by piles of armor. They're desperate to be the first one to touch the light. Yet, it's so dazzling and brilliant that it's impossible to look at. The revenants are forced to close their eyes. The black armor covering their bodies start to crack. It happens once, but then there's another crack, and a third crack appears. Crystals rapidly spread across the skin that's touched by light. They reach their shoulders, chest, and arms.
It burns! Monster! I've become a monster! No! This is a wanderer!
Is this the price they have to pay? Their faith that's forged from lies, a pilgrimage filled from flesh and blood, all of it leads to an even more absurd death. An overwhelming flood of light knocks them down and breaks them. In the distance, atop a pile of armor, a lone figure remains. He sways as if he's about to fall, yet he struggles to stay upright.
The eternity of Philos! It cannot!
That body, which channeled the power of countless revenants, is like an arrow at the end of a flight. However, it stubbornly maintains its massive spectacle form. In his despair, he turns only to see a light blade tear through the heavens. It rushes toward him with an overwhelming force. Light blades devour heaven and earth. Time seems to freeze in this moment. Then there is silence. Shadowbind, who's beneath me, vanishes. As I'm about to fall into sharp spears below, a hand grabs me. Xavier! The radiance of the sun and the moon emanates from his body, yet the heavy blade in his hand can no longer be lifted. The world falls into silence. Only he and I remain. He kneels beside me. He silently looks at me. He opens his mouth as if he's trying to speak, but he can't utter a single word. I realize it's the first time he said my name since I arrived in this world.
It's been a long time.
He wipes away the tears from the corner of my eye, yet more replace them at a quickening rate. I don't understand how he can laugh while saying those words. The most important person in my life left me for a faraway place. I thought he would never return. The days we spent apart grew longer than the days we stood side by side.
Was this your choice?
I shake my head. Then I nod. He doesn't actually know my decision.
Good. The choice you made must be the best one.
Bloom and flora petals mingle with ashes and float into the sky, dyed by twilight. Our story is coming to an end. Oh, I gotta start reading this fast. These go by quick.
You said my shoulder was cold and a hard pillow, and yet you slept for so long. Do you like this one?
I do like it, but... On guard.
You have a unique way of showing affection.
Just testing how it feels. On guard again.
Nimble and light when you hold it. It's perfect for your skill level. It managed to strike the crown, has good durability, and is good as a sword.
The sword is well made, but the storm has passed. In a world filling with sunlight, the flower fields.
We don't need it. Looks like you've been enchanted. You miss it already?
Of course not. We can't.
My hand would look weird if it's not holding a sword. But now, you gave me the best answer.
Cute. Looks a little bit like a
The
bird's
sunlight
tail.
and flowers are too peaceful. We could use a lively friend.
Only we had one bird. Might fly away. Ugh. Take another one. When there's two of them, they'll this is so fast. Oh, okay.
Once they're used to caring for each other, they'll never be apart.
Oh. Okay. Well, the world's ending, so I guess they earned it. Yeah. Oh, that one was a memory. Oh, okay, this is what's happening right now. This is so cold.
The sun is coming out. We won't be cold for much longer. We'll always be together.
Oh wow, this looks so Hollywood. This is cool.
Zay, why do the knights always say, "May Philos prosper under eternity's divine gaze"? Is it because we have very, very long lives?
In Philos' oldest historical records, eternity doesn't refer to one's lifespan, but rather the stories of humanity. These tales are told by both the living and the dead. The living gather the embers left by those who have passed away. The footsteps of the dead echo in the dust. Their stories shall be recited by poets and told by travelers around a campfire. When their names are spoken once more, only then will their unfulfilled ambitions, unexpressed love, and unsolved mysteries transform into stories that are passed down for generations. And to endure the test of time can be seen as a divine miracle. Eternity has always been about stories that can immortalize humanity's joys and sorrows.
As soon as I let go of his hand, the world is released from some kind of constraint. Everything begins to move backward. My consciousness is plunged once more into that familiar darkness. The beam of warm light gently lifts my body. In the rapidly flowing river of time, I witness many miracles I've never seen before. A tree learns to stand again from the scorched earth. A bird breaks free from the mud and takes flight. All the wilted flowers with faded colors return to the hands of knights rushing to meet their beloved. Tiny life regrows in the magnificent tapestry of fate. Time radiates outward with the countless pathways leading back to the past, until everything slows down once more. At the very last moment, I hear a gentle voice speak.
Thank you for choosing him.
Move forward. World Capital Lawn, spring. Outside the castle, the sky is clear and the air is crisp. The surrounding landscape sits in silence. The skylark's song drifts down from above. The day is no different from yesterday, just like countless other days that have slipped away in Philos. The small boy kneels amongst the wildflowers. He struggles to lift a sword that's taller than himself.
You had a selection of weapons presented before you. Why did you choose the sword?
It suits me.
Why does he sound like that? I wasn't expecting his younger voice to sound like that. Philos' royal family has always upheld a tradition of honing martial prowess. Throughout all of his training, he showed a strong aptitude for swordsmanship. It's as if he was born with those nimble, graceful techniques already ingrained in his heart. In less than a month, he surpassed the older students who were training for a year.
They say that once a knight takes the sword, they must shoulder the responsibility of protecting Philos.
She slightly bends down and looks into the children's somewhat bewildered eyes. He smiles when stroking his wind-tousled hair.
Is that the kind of person you want to be?
He follows his mother's gaze toward the corridor. It's lined with shining golden portraits of past Philosian kings.
Should I?
Predetermined answers aren't what makes us human. It's about embarking on a journey to find answers, even when you already know them. Even I don't know what kind of person you should become.
Where can I find that answer?
She holds his hand for a moment. Then she lets go and leans down to straighten his wind-ruffled collar.
Go to the paths you've walked, the people you've met, and the very depths of your heart. The farther you travel on your journey, the closer you are to that answer.
Young boy nods, sort of understands.
When that time comes, will I know why I'm supposed to wield a sword?
Yes. However, a sword is still a weapon. It can and will harm others. Knights wield swords for their king, and kings wield swords for their country. You shall have peace in your heart only when you wield your sword for the choices you've made of your own free will.
Are we gonna see the main character too, or no? Oh. World capital outskirts, summer.
A field trip to a nearby star system? Who came up with that excuse?
Oh, it's tying the thing together.
He did.
I did.
All of us did.
I don't sense a hint of remorse from any of you. Face the wall and reflect on your actions. Xavier, come here.
Yes, sir.
Was Traceback 1 your idea?
Yes.
The backtrackers and the secret base under the library were also your doing.
Yes.
I must have committed terrible sins in my past life. How else could I have ended up teaching self-righteous fools like you?
Wanderers have gnawed this planet inside out. Why are you pretending you can't see it?
It's not your turn yet. Shut your mouth.
Stubborn old fool.
A kingdom will not capitulate to anyone, not even its crown prince. You will be abandoned by the royal family the moment you turn your back on them. Have you truly thought this through?
I know what I need to do.
I guess Xavier thinks he's some kind of savior. You're only making these grand statements because you were born with wealth.
This has nothing to do with you. You're jealous he's the crown prince while you're nothing but a forgotten hooligan from a branch
Dang.
Oh, I see. Is it because you lost to him today?
Matters involving the royal family do not concern you, peasant.
Peasant.
You...
All of you are so... Can you put the arguments aside for once?
Nearby, their friend looks down with a smile and records the up-10th quarrel among the backtrackers in a knight's handbook. Even when they first settled on this name, they were almost ready to brawl because they thought it wasn't catchy enough. Xavier looks into the distance. His thoughts drift to spaces between the leaves where the small bird is singing high above the branches. It feels as if the river of time that endlessly flows has come to a standstill. Chirping birds, the drifting clouds, and the wind gently rustling treetops seemingly freeze. He turns around and gazes. It is at the green fields, at the foot of the mountain, of distant mountains. For some unknown reason, he thinks he hears someone calling his name. Yet, under the dappled light shifting through the leaves, there's only one fruit that has fallen.
That brat hits too hard. Oh, I almost forgot. I won't tell her about the backtracking. Don't worry.
What happens between us doesn't involve you.
You... This is what I get for trying to be nice.
Silvercord, Autumn.
It's time to go. While I was resting in Silvercord, I heard them singing stories about you.
Does the audio sound like that?
You always worry that you aren't doing enough. But you're a good queen. You always will be.
Philos, Outer Space, Winter.
Traceback 2 is preparing for launch. We'll be traveling to a universe that remains unknown to us.
Stars sweep past the window one by one. During a long voyage, most interstellar travelers choose to enter sleep-in pods. Only one does not. Although there are countless moments of lightning streaking across stardust, he sits alone in the cockpit. His thoughts are indiscernible. In passing a beautiful alpha star cluster, he doesn't look back. In passing a star that's about to be born, he doesn't look back. In passing the floating, faintly glowing dust in the cosmos, he still doesn't look back. Starcraft finally passes through the long, seemingly endless deep space tunnel that's akin to a river that flows forever, carries him to an unknown destination. But in the universe where time still has an end, he must have gone to where I am. So that last scene connects it to the main timeline at the beginning of the thing, right? Like, no, because yeah, Xavier went to Earth through the deep space tunnel. He's like the alien guy. Ooh, you painting? Yeah, 100 gems. Not even enough for one pull. Oh, okay, that lasted longer than I thought it did, because the previous myths, these ones, they were like an hour tops. This one was like 2 hours. Yeah, 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I wasn't expecting it, but you know, it's actually pretty good because you know they're adding more content and all that. So, I don't think we can do the other ones tonight or whatever. But I mean, at least that Xavier's story kind of covers a bit of what's happening in the main timeline, the main lore, the main deep space lore. More water. Mississippi, hi, how are you? Oh, sorry, I just saw this. How are you doing today? Thank you for tuning in. Oh look, there's Xavier. He's just asleep.
I haven't been sleeping well lately, so I got a softer bed. Do you want to see how it feels?
Yeah, that's what he looks like in it. That's how he. That's basically him coming to Earth. That last scene, the Deepspace tunnel. He went there to like, I guess, look for the main character, or find well, I mean, his planet was dying, so I mean, he couldn't stay there anymore. I wonder if this minigame works in this. This might be a little bit tough because this is meant for mobile. Yeah, the minigame events are pretty fun. Oh my god, he's holding 3. He's holding 3. Oh, it's gonna be annoying. Oh god, this is gonna be so annoying. Grip. This. It's not that bad. To do script fairly quickly. This one and this one. Yes. Okay, that's not too bad. Do this, and then one of this. Yes. This. Yes. You're so greedy. Oh, wait, no. Restaurant games are so fun, but they're so stressful. They can be so freaking stressful. This, and this, and this, and what's that one? What am I missing? This one. Ah, shoot. My brain. Okay. I need to grind these. I need to grind these advance. But yeah, this game has quite a lot of content. See, there's even the home one. I'm not even gonna try to do that. Oh wait, they left me phone calls. I forgot. I saw this and I wanted to save them until the thing.
I'm almost at the lakeside. What about you? Why don't you share your location? We can meet up.
Yeah, they also call. It's like a normal time. Oh, this isn't a video call. Never mind, this isn't a video call. No, wait. Yeah, no. Caleb left a video call. I didn't answer that.
Do you want to guess where I'm going? Just like how you used to do it. I almost forgot. You're not exactly familiar with Skyhaven. But that's okay. I didn't have a certain location in mind, so your guess wouldn't have been wrong either way. If I stumble upon a nice place, I can take you there when you visit Skyhaven again.
Where is he? Looks like a city.
But you can't do a lot of stuff here. It's nothing like Lincoln. I mean, we know all of our secret bases in Lincoln thanks to our years of tireless exploring. Those 2 adventure maps you drew expanded a bunch of times. You've traveled a lot on your own in the time I've been gone, haven't you? Those 2 maps remained consistent over the years, but they're probably different now. It's not a bad thing, though. This time you're finally ahead of me, Pipsqueak. Didn't we always used to fight over who should be the navigator when we were little?
Oh, yeah. This guy, he was like
this?
our childhood friend.
Next time I'm in Lincoln, you'll be my navigator and show me the places you've discovered. It's possible to get lost when you're heading to a place you're familiar with, even if you've only been away for a few months.
But they grew up close with he grew up close with the main character.
It's not that you can't find the way. It's more like you can't decide what your destination should be. Whether it's that old house, the park, or our other secret bases, it's pointless to stay in those places without someone there waiting for me. I don't just order people around, you know. When I'm piloting an aircraft, I wait for the control tower to give landing clearance. I have to hover in the air for a long time before the clearance is given.
Oh yeah, he's a pilot. He's a pilot. The colonel.
And I'll do the same thing for you. I'll wait for you to give me permission no matter how long it takes. If you'd like, you can help me mark all those trails I'm missing on that map. Even if it's just following your footsteps, I'll be able to pretend I've taken part in these journeys of yours.
Okay, you did? Okay. That was a long pause. There you go, increase the affinity. I need to catch up their story. I'll do that in my own time. I wonder. I'm guessing the other ones should connect to the main story then, right? Or the end arrives. Because, well, this one is also like another apocalypse type of story. But his story in his past life, so in the current timeline, he's like a doctor, but we also knew him as a kid. But in his main timeline, no, not main timeline lore, in his myth lore, he was cursed by this god. And his ability, his ice ability, it also harms him. And oh yeah, so the main character, she has like a special heart. They call it an aether core, and he basically, Zane here, he studies to become a doctor, so that just so he can study or help the main character girl to with her heart. Yeah, because it's strong, but it's also kind of made her heart weak. And then Raphael, he used to be basically the god of Atlantis. Basically. So it's kind of weird how it's structured, because this one released second. This is like, these events happened before these events. This myth released first. So yeah, they should do a timeline order for the myths. That would be great. But I feel like they haven't really planned it out too well. Like, not like Nikkei does it. Like, you know, with Nikkei, you can tell that they've planned the entire story, like mapped it out. And the pacing is, you can tell with the pacing. But with this one, with Love and Deepspace, it looks like they're piecing it as they go. I mean, the stories aren't too bad, but you know, that's where pacing, the pacing and the timeline gets confusing and all that stuff. Yeah, in the main timeline lore, he is a renowned artist. He's also very sassy, and he's very rich. So he employs the main character as his personal bodyguard, because she's like, you know, she's a trained hunter in fight wanderers and all that stuff. But he's pretty self-sufficient himself. He actually, well, yeah, in the main timeline, his world, his country, I guess, his Atlantis type country, it's called Lemuria. It's basically gone in the main plot, and at the main plot, people are like excavating, or you know, trying to like find pieces of it, especially like the people, the mermaid people, but they do it in a unethical way, by like one of them has like skeletons of Lemurian displayed in their home and all that stuff. So anyways, he uses his resources as a rich artist to basically assassinate these people, taking advantage of his world, of his fallen nation. Yeah, there you go. Fallen nation. Nation is a better word to describe it. Yeah. This one is set in a time period where the seas have dried up. That's why it's all desert looking. And this one, he's a full-on mermaid. He has a tail. I haven't seen it yet. Yeah, the graphics is cool. And then Silas, oh my gosh, I like his lore. His lore was pretty fun. But in the main timeline, he is the mob boss, basically, in the shady part of town. But in his myth, he's a dragon. He's a misunderstood dragon. And he has draconic lineage, but he didn't feel. But his dragon family or whatever, they were hunted down because you know people are misunderstanding and because they were scared and all that stuff. But I mean that doesn't mean they should have hunted him down. That's not good. And then the main character in this timeline, she was also outcasted. They branded her as a sorceress, but they basically wanted her to become the person to slay the dragon. But when she when she shown that she didn't want to do that or wasn't inclined to do that, she was casted out. So both of them harbor a dislike of that nation. So it basically, you know, kind of like an enemies to lovers type of thing. But in this, they kind of acted more like a married couple because they ended up living together, and then but they both die. No, Silas dies in this one, in this myth. It was very sad. And then the main character, she lives on, but oh no, I'm forgetting something. They had like a contract, so they're basically bonded as soulmates. So now the main character is half dragon and half, I guess human, sorceress. And then so when he dies, she continues on, but she transforms into a dragon. But if we're following a continuity from this to the main timeline, I think this version of him, he lives a long life. He's basically a dragon, but he continued to live on, and that's why he's so rich and he built his wealth. Yeah. And then there's Caleb. Let's see. Well, in the main his story is more in the main timeline lore, because he and the main girl, they have, let's see, there was trying to remember this because it's been a while. There was some kind of catalytic event that also happened during a time that Deepspace tunnel had emerged, and the main character girl, she was implanted the ether core, the super special heart thing that people are always longing after, and that's why she's so strong in the main timeline. But yeah, both of them were orphans because of that event, and then they were adopted by a grandmother. But she was actually one of the people who was part of the experiments that implanted that aether core into the main character. And yeah. Anyways, they grew up close, and then he went off to college, and then he came back, and then he exploded. Literally, he exploded. And then, so the main girl was like, oh, dang, he died. My whole family died. Oh yeah, because the grandma was also there, so the grandma died. So she assumed that he died, but he didn't. So when he came back, in the story, he's basically kind of part android now. He has an artificial arm, but also there's like a chip that the government bad in this timeline, but in this world, by the way, there's a chip in him that they implanted to try to control him, but he uses his gravity powers to try to like take it out, like, you know, he's constantly trying to make sure it doesn't implant in his brain. And yeah, they have like a lot of tension going on between them. But yeah, basically it's like it's us versus them type of thing, kind of mentality with Caleb. And yeah, and that is the Love and Deepspace lore, as far as I know, because I'm not caught up to the story. I know there's like a new one that came out. This came out like a couple months ago. No, like in December or January. One of those months. it came out one of those months, but it comes out in bunches. There's no direct timeline of when they come out because you know, I guess they just come out with stories whenever they feel like it, I guess. I mean, the main thing I'm assuming is with these developers is, you know, however they want to monetize, and yeah. Oh yeah, and then, you know, there's more lore on that, but that's more of like written down, and it's quite a lot. There's a lot of effort put into this game. There's a lot of effort put into this game. It's a sim game, dating simulator type. You can also have them going on like co-work with you basically in the background. They like, you can have them animated and stuff.
I am still half asleep, but you come before everything. When I'm spending time with you, you're spending time with...
Yes, Xavier, that's how it works. Yeah, so you can co-work with them, you can work out with them, you can also study with them, and you can also sleep with them. And not in a dirty way, but in literally you have your phone on and yeah. There's all kinds of things for every type of romance pursuer in this game. Oh god. Okay. I talked a lot today. That was a lot more reading than I expected because I really didn't know that it was gonna end up being that long. But hey, Valentine's Day is over. It's 1 a.m. for me, February 15th, and yeah, I'm not really planning.
I saw a cat today that's even chubbier than the one we saw last time.
Really, Xavier, good job seeing the cat. Yeah, I wasn't really. I'm not really planning on making this like adding this to the gacha game rotation because it's quite long and I already have... There's a lot of gacha games I need to catch up to! Like, Star Rails 4.0 came out and... Oh, I'm excited to play that. That's gonna be next week, by the way. I already know that's gonna be next week. I have to play it. It's a brand new planet, brand new world. It's cool. And then Lua also, their update came out as well.
Say whatever you want.
Mm-hmm. Huh? What is that, Xavier? Okay. I'm speaking. Okay. Blah 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 words. What was I saying? We basically had a bunch of romance related streams this week. 3 streams we did this week. Valentine's Day cards, and then until then, that one's picking up. Yeah, we're still gonna continue it next week. And I feel like...
I wonder if I'll be able to see the stars tonight.
Okay, you probably will, Xavier. Just look up in the sky. But yeah, until then, it feels like Nicole and Mark will have the spotlight in the next chapter, and they'll have more context or so of what's happening with the anomalies and all that stuff. Exciting, that's exciting. As far as other things, I'll figure it out. So, more until then next week, and Honkai Star Rail 4.0, playing Arcadia next week. Woo!
I heard a new barbecue restaurant opened up nearby. Let's eat there when you aren't busy.
Oh, that sounds yummy. Yeah, sure. Good job, Xavier. That sounds delicious. We will do that probably. I don't know. No, I don't. There should be an eating feature, like, with the activity with this game. I'm surprised there isn't already. But yeah, that'll be all for me tonight. Again, thank you so much for tuning in with me and hanging out and all that good stuff. Really appreciate it. And happy Valentine's Day to all and every one of you guys. Regardless of your relationship status, know that you are well loved and you are deserving of love and happiness and joy and all that good stuff in the world. And yes, take care of yourself. You know, do your self-care and even treat yourself too. Give yourself a little treat too. Cause yeah, you deserve it. And if it's nighttime for you, you should go to sleep. You should go to sleep like right now. Like close your eyes and just sleep right now. Collapse. Do it. But if it's daytime for you, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Cause you know what? You deserve it. And I'll see you on next one. Bye bye.